All right, here we are with Godbound, Evicting Epistle, Season 2, Episode 2. We are in January 2019. I'm Devin, the referee. Tyler is ill. So to my left, we have X playing Y.
Nicole playing Thea.
Kevin playing the Crimson Marquis.
Peter as Azazel the Goat-Headed.
Mark as Lothar.
So, gang, recap last session. Recap well.
Pandemonium.
There were no pandas.
Not anymore, then.
Mattail's people were going full-on bloodthirsty genocide on Azazel's people.
Well, that's just the free marketplace of ideas.
Azazel decided that he was too dumb to figure it out. And then he brought back goblins.
Yeah, that's all that happened last session.
And also our city got pummeled a lot with debris.
Yes, and also I talked to the bear village.
Oh, right, all the fucking bears.
It was a bear dance.
It was a bear dance. Fuck.
You killed so many of my children.
And that was just goddamn ridiculous.
It's a really good thing I checked. Because, I almost didn't think to check.
Always be checking.
Always check for bears.
Eventually I will invade some little bear parasite that just burrow into you and
No, it'll be tiny bears.
Exactly.
They would not be bears, they'd be bears.
Bear parasite. Totally great.
Just imagining like the scene from Fantasia or Scratch-tasia, except with bears, with tiny little bears.
From The Simpsons?
Yeah, and it's playing like instead of Fantasia, it's like the teddy bear's picnic.
Right? The cat chops up the mouse super fine and breathes in the dust, and the dust becomes little tiny mice, and they have pickaxes, and their pickaxes come from the inside out.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, it's another beautiful day in the Epistle. No sky, no sun or moon, comets falling constantly, volcanoes always erupting. A third of the landmass of the world is drenched in lava and on fire. Carcinogenics and pyroclastic acid clouds pouring down from mountain slopes. The dead rise from their graves, hungry for the living.
I call it Monday.
And in the City of Night, people are still rebuilding. It's going a lot faster because you're a city god of city.
Yeah.
So, you know.
It's just growing back.
Yeah, it's growing over time. It's like it's an actual time lapse happening of like cranes and stuff going up and then disappearing.
Yeah. The only thing that's kind of slowing things down is the monsters that are appearing. So he's got to clear out
all over your
he's got to clear out sectors and then fill it in so they don't wind up being built into rooms.
Yeah, Azazel's dragon goat people who are super fucking strong. What dice do they have again?
Like 4.
Yes.
Also, this bitch's people.
I was about to get to that bitch's people.
The chicks people.
Lothar's bird heroes were like 15 hit dice, 12 hit dice.
At least 11 because of the might transition, I think.
Too many are also putting a serious dent in the problem. By sheer fucking numbers and power. So, yeah. How do you want to open on this, guys? What goals do you have? What motivations do you have?
I need to bother Thea about something, actually.
Hello.
So the Marquis just kind of phases in through a wall into Thea's area. I need to speak with your son.
Oh.
With a kind of direct link, if I can. I don't really want to go there. I've seen what that's like.
One of the instruments is all like,
yes, hello.
like happy. Like when you say son. Several other like,
you know, your
I know who you
fetal son. He's gonna say real.
Several look over their shoulder to rehab Acer in the fetal position.
They look over the Aceryn growing facility where the
Yeah.
business is going.
Yeah, they're like,
How are you gonna talk to that?
My closets are getting a little cluttered, and I need something. I need him to hold on to something in his storage. The Marquis pulls out this vial full of very, very thick red blood. Just a little something. It's not a bomb, it's not a trick, it's not a weapon. It's a phylactery. I'll be straight up with this. It's a phylactery.
Okay. He is a god of stealing.
Oh yes, he
But-
can feel free to steal it.
Okay.
I mean, it can just be with him the entire time in his hoard or whatever.
It's a bottle of blood, not an awesome coffin. I'm not questioning you. I just thought it'd be a Strahd von Zarevich megabyte coffin.
That's the distraction one. That's full of acid.
Spray.
It's a vial in the shape of a little coffin.
I was picturing like a really nice like crystalline
Nah,
Yeah.
this is from Michael's Arts and Crafts.
There's a lot of like fake phylacteries around, full of explosives and deadly traps, and they're just kind of everywhere.
Smart. Okay, well, yes, we can arrange that. Last time we got a TV and a baby monitor, and how did we tune into it last time?
I don't remember. That was like months ago.
It wasn't that big, wonderful computer that. I thought it was just a regular channel, so like an actual computer.
What's his name?
It wasn't even
Hal. H-A-A-L.
It was just like a TV. I literally had like a fucking like box TV.
Yeah, didn't you
in
do like
my
a
basement.
Satanist ritual?
Stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
probably.
Because you just do Satanist
Oh
rituals.
right, and I think no, I didn't sacrifice a maester, and I did that afterwards to figure out how to do mass. So yeah, we'll do that again, basically.
Alright, Satanism ritual.
Awesome.
You go to one of the skyscrapers, anoint it, get, trappings of the dead, void stuff, TVs, dead channels, baby monitors, some cribs that were donated to Goodwill for various reasons. Various recent reasons. You just fill the room with cribs and rattles and baby shoes never worn.
It's a big gauche, isn't it?
That'd make a good story.
That's the best way to do these kind of rituals. Subtlety is not key.
No, apparently not.
What do I got? Let me pause. Alright. You do whatever ritual it is you do to invoke the Neverborn.
Yeah, that would be what one of his nicknames would be.
Yes. The Demon King of Thieves, or the Hell Lord of Thievery and Undeath and Unlife and Stolen Potential. The cemetery that plunders. All energy and light is sucked out of the room. The TV screen goes staticky, the child monitor flicks on, and eventually the screen goes dead, the air smells like depleted ozone, and the screen kind of gains depth as it goes inward, becoming a portal to a vast, empty void. The land of Theia. In the distance, you can see a cold plate of a world falling forever in the open space of Theia's realm, covered in ice and dust and wind and ghost. And just out of view, coming into focus, is a small sphere that due to perspective is much, much larger. And as you kind of get a sight of it, it blinks intermittently, giving off these shock waves and lighthouse effect strobes of negative energy. You can feel power surging into the room.
Hello, son.
The baby monitor starts kicking up. You hear children crying, babies struggling in their sleep and stuff. Hello.
Oh, so good to see you again.
Oh, this is my friend, the Crimson Marquis. You may know his work from everything that's been happening on the plane recently.
Very interesting.
Oh, you've been feeling that all the way over there, have you?
I see things that others don't usually want to be seen.
I do hope that little stint with the crown was pleasing enough.
Stint with the crown.
The crown we delivered earlier to the Lich King.
The mask.
The mask, yes.
Oh,
That's why.
yes.
I won't.
You'll be able to tell me.
Oh, I'm certain. Once all the chaos dies down. I have a simple request. I need something stored in your realm. Your mother's realm. And who better to safekeep it than her son?
What is it?
Oh, just a little token. A little smear of my soul. He holds up the
Can't
vial.
store it with me.
No? Why not?
It's not that I won't, it's that you can't.
Interesting.
Not if you want to have to make another one. And your type gets grumpy about that. So much time, so much vulnerability. But you could put it in the ground. Off the shores of Ponyular, the hills and steppes of Hukal, maybe even the Thayan jungles, petrified and cold.
True enough, though that is quite the trip.
I can have someone deliver it, but I'm very busy. I have things to do.
Well, it just so happens I have very little going on outside of damage control at the moment. What could I do for you to ease this little transaction?
It's just dead air. I think he's going on in the background.
Static. Wander.
Well, there's a place. It's just off the shoulder of your land, in between the stars. I want it to be here. I want to get close to it.
The world is fractured enough that I'm certain a little extra piece of it going missing won't matter too much.
No one will miss it. Nobody lives there. It's free real estate.
Do tell.
You push that into my orbit, and I can help.
And what is it?
He's going to give you information.
Okay.
Simple enough. Land is easy to come by, especially right now.
I'll have the information brought to you.
I'm a patient man. I have time.
Well, time's a funny thing. It eventually runs out.
Yeah, well, we've all experienced that. And look, more time. It's always hiding somewhere. Funny that. More to steal, more to grab.
He doesn't answer because you're monologuing clearly.
It is.
And he's way too cool to answer to a monologue.
It is much preferable that time run out. Trust me. Endless time in an endless loop is not preferable.
For now, but, well, either way, once I have that information, I shall do as you ask. And in exchange, my phylactery shall remain safely tucked into that little dead world.
Perfect. Goodbye, Mom.
Good night, sweetheart.
The screen turns off.
Well, now we're going to burn all these extra cribs. They are probably haunted as shit.
It looks Silent Hilled as shit.
Everything starts like melting and shit when we're talking to him, doesn't
It's
it?
entropy, baby. It looks like
Yeah.
Silent Hill. It all breaks down and rots.
Take
In
it
a
all.
cool way.
Put in the Acer making me a machine.
The Marquis takes a bottle of something out, tucks a little napkin in, it's like, we should leave. And lights that up as they leave the room, tossing it over his shoulder, and sealing that room.
I'm glad you felt you could trust me with this. trust among pantheon mates is at least a better cohesion.
Oh, yes, certainly. We certainly don't want things to go the way of Derecho right now.
Oh, you've heard about that.
I've had my vampires there for years now.
So long.
Decades and decades.
Yes, they've kept me up to date, but no one's asked about it, so...
I assume that no one cared.
Yeah? No, they're so disposable.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess we'll just head back up.
You guys leave that skyscraper never to return.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get demolished. It's
We'll build a new one.
the moment he leaves, just there's people
You're
out
walking
there
on
putting up yellow
catwalks
tape.
as like giant dog spiders spin safety nets all over the place. And in the foreground, large trucks of food are driving away from the city, heading towards... Don't worry about it.
Aid relief, most likely.
Oh, okay. Just the way you said don't worry about it, I'm like,
There's a goat on top of this, spinning his shirt, doing the Teen Wolf thing, wearing shades, like wearing Venetian blind shades as it drives.
oh, yes. They do tend to eat a lot.
They're stealing it for a kegger.
Well, oh,
What? Did you startle yourself?
no, sorry, there was a video playing and something started to happen.
A spider.
Who else has things to do?
Lothar, do you do anything?
No, honestly, I think Lothar would be pretty focused on cleaning up the mess, considering that's kind of his thing. I am kind of concerned. I have some concerns though, given that the actions are, especially just wiped out two of the factions of the future of the other future groups. Do you think there'll likely be reprisals?
Just two of them? Oh, you're looking at far too smally. No, I don't believe so. I believe they're all busy picking their arms up off the ground and other extremities. If we are to expect a reprisal, I don't think it will come so soon. And also, I don't think anyone really knows I did this.
Okay.
I mean, our city got hit too, so...
Also, even if they do know that the Crimson Marquis is responsible, they don't have the resources to retaliate.
But don't they have those?
Doomsday weapons?
Yes.
Well, I'm fairly certain that Manticore's is gone.
Well, no, I wasn't.
Gestures vaguely to the horizon.
Yes, I wasn't concerned about Manticore. I meant the.
Yes. And the other ones, like I said, they're so fractured right now. Most of them seem to be dead. I'm pretty sure that they either will no longer have access, or they've already been released, or what have you. I'm fairly certain we don't have to worry about that in the immediate future. Although, if they're released, something to worry about for the future.
That is definitely a danger, the possibility of them coming here for revenge, but a lot of these doomsday devices are likely not of the sentient sort, so if they're released, they're just going to be in the area wiping out its own people.
Yes, and also, I'm fairly certain we don't have to worry about the one that the Hive Mind had.
We should likely investigate the ruins of some of the former civilizations now, though. There may be treasure. For bits. Treasure, survivors.
Precisely. A lot easier to recruit survivors than it is people living in luxury.
I mean, we likely don't need to bother with Manticore. Maybe we should check the area to make sure it's stable, but...
There may be some people on the fringes in the. I've noticed that Manticore has a lot of small resource gathering and research stations away from its main area. They
There
may
may
be
be
looking for
survivors.
patrons.
Yes, my vampires have spread out across the land as well. They will also be recruiting survivors. Finding little pockets.
So, do we want to do that now? Go to one of the factions? Or
Certainly.
where their craters might be?
Have we lost anyone ourselves? Any important generals, leaders?
Most of the important members of my cult were in the city, celebrating the ritual that had just been performed. The other ones are not coming back.
How fortuitous.
I have Acerins. So, we're fine.
And you, Azazel?
Is not in the city?
Oh,
We never-
I just assumed that big heap of trash over there.
No,
I have
he's
had
out.
a group of people join my cult recently, just in the past few days since we got back. So that's looking very promising, and we might find some very skilled recruits.
Did you bring them with you?
Hmm?
Did you bring them?
I just figured they just infiltrated the cult.
Wait, what? What are we talking about? We're
Bears.
all talking the bears. Bears. Perfect.
I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be bear bird scouts now.
How dare you teach them to fly?
How dare you teach them martial arts?
Eventually they'll be able to whip your ass. Not enough numbers.
Smash open Thea's like shoulders and chest cavity, start eating the honey.
Another body shows up and she's like,
I'm pissed about the cancer.
It's like,
so,
what? How did that happen?
which location should we scout first?
Well, which one's in fewer pieces?
Nocturnus seems to have been the farthest geographically from the main area of explosion, so it most likely would have the most survivors.
Nocturnus may be in more
Oh,
than...
Nocturnus hates you though, doesn't it?
Yes, and they may be in more than one piece.
More than one, but less pieces than a lot of the other ones.
I would recommend Manticore because Unity is almost certainly dead to a man or driven permanently insane.
Manticore is the giant hole in the ground leading to hell now.
Yes, but there's areas around in the areas surrounding them.
We could check out the.
I think we started in the game in a Manticore, like there was a Manticore research base.
Close to us.
No, we started the game in the deep south, man.
No, I know, but there was some sort of backstory thing we drew about a Manticore.
Yeah, Lord Soth hates you.
Yeah.
Additionally, there are our friends to the north, that little civilization.
Oh yeah.
I had towers up there as well, so.
Oh, Elderguard, yes.
Eldar,
We should
yes.
find out how they fared.
Yeah, for Nocturnus, I would suggest we send liaisons ahead of time so that they don't know of you. Maybe if Lord's. Who was your enemy there? Was that ever established who hated him? Or
Lord Soth, I believe. It was the actual leader of the faction.
Yeah, literally Lord Soth.
Yeah, literally the head of this faction hates my guts.
yeah, if he's still alive, then we have an issue. Well, you have an issue, but as a pantheon, we must accept a little share of the blame for everything. But
You say that when you did the biggest thing.
yes, I would suggest anything but Nocturnus. Additionally, there is the people, or the God Zoo. It'd be
I think
interesting
that's
to...
what's also swept in the blast radius. It was on the shore, and I don't think there's a shore anymore there.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's a hole where it used to be.
Well, the closest ones then would be,
The Jollyright Collective.
oh yeah. Good point.
We've been there though.
Have we?
Yeah, they're well, actually, sorry, I don't know this, but they know that, so I
You
don't know
know
if that
that.
was publicly.
You were there.
I was there, yes.
You went there with Peter.
No.
No. Mathiel did.
Mathiel did.
You went there?
Mathiel did.
Mattiel did.
Yep.
Yeah, so none of us know about that.
Alright. I thought it was you.
Nope.
So we have options.
Well, if we're looking for people in the least amount of pieces, probably not the Jollyrites, because they were already in a bunch of pieces.
Good riddance to that.
That would mean that they're less likely to be in pieces that they wouldn't want to be in.
What?
Well, they're already fractured, so if they lost any, that would just be, them losing some, but they're already fractured, so it wasn't like their society can fall apart anymore.
Fair point.
They probably have anarcho-colony pyramids all over the place.
Some of them may be more sane than others.
I mean...
So, Manticore? Little laboratories?
Yeah,
Manticore's gone. There's a giant fucking hole where it was.
Just like the entire area where all the little camps were? Because
You have to find small camps farther away.
that's what we were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I was trying to look at the map again, but I can't
I
find
printed it out.
Oh.
Shall we just go
Right.
to Unity then and pick up the pieces of tech?
Sure. Also,
Wait,
it
did
occur-
their tower explode too, or is it still sending? Because their original
The
tower...
tower overloaded or something like that with all the hell. But A, we don't know. We haven't confirmed the kill, and B, we haven't confirmed what happened to the Doomsday device.
It would be best to go there, perhaps, and dismantle the final tower if it's still up.
I'll send some of my people to the area around Manticore to try and pick up any survivors and see,
Scooch up little teeny settlements.
yes, and see how bad the hell incursion is.
The issue with Unity, though, if their tower is still standing, it... Didn't, Texomalis call you screaming a lot?
Yes.
So are we sure that his tower exploded? Because it may not have, in which case the main tower of Unity may still be linked up with it, meaning if we
Screaming.
go in there, we're going to be linked up with
He
it.
had a distract button on those towers he made, at least.
Also, Marquis kind of lifts up his phone and plays his ringtone, which is just so much
Screaming?
hell screaming. That is true.
So maybe we send a scout, and then one of us can perceive the worshipper, or whatever it's called, to see.
Wouldn't that relay
Ooh,
to...
it very well may.
Why don't we send them, see if they come back in one piece, and...
Can you send some sort of vampire creature that doesn't have a mind?
That wouldn't help us. Because it wouldn't tell us if it's,
if it's connected or not.
yeah.
A drone?
I guess it could perceive if people there were still freaking out, but they would be freaking out even if they weren't connected to
Oh,
the
yes,
hive mind.
permanently insane.
So, yeah, no, the only real way is to send a person in. And, well, Aceryn has been in the hive mind before, so he's most likely to be able to adapt.
It's not that rough, guys. It's a hive mind. I think you've been in the hive mind, too.
Yes, but
Unfortunately.
when it's all screaming insane people, it may be connected to hell. Little different.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, the
You
tower's
have the
down
best
there.
chances of survival.
The towers down there would likely have been connected to the destruction mechanism. So.
Most likely, however,
unless they weren't.
Texomalis seems to have...
Fucked things, yes. Excellent point.
Yeah, just drop some Acerins in.
Okay.
That's what they're there for.
Also, it occurs to me with a lot of the destruction of the main bases around, you would likely be able to get through their security quite easy.
Yes. It was never that hard to begin with, but yes.
Without them finding out.
How are you sending Acerins into the Unity zone?
Let's give them a vehicle.
You gonna yeet them?
Well, you sent me a
A rocket?
rocket last mouse in that direction.
I can shoot another rocket there, and they can just, tuck and roll.
Oh wait, no, oh, that tree's probably exploded. Never mind.
Yes, everything's on fire.
I was like, oh, I had a little backup Aceryn tree. Oh, right.
Why don't we make one of those like Dragon Ball Z things that we can just launch, and that way, they'll be fine inside.
You send the Acerins in a vehicle.
Yes.
It's gonna take a little while to get there.
Yep, that's fine.
Time can just pass?
Yep.
Alright.
Unless there's other things people want, but yeah.
Time's just gonna pass. A nibblous amount of time. Don't worry about it. More trucks are leaving your city.
Full of supplies.
Yeah, the goats seem to have taken over supply delivery.
Oh, I'm gonna go kill them. No, I'm going to go stop some of these vehicles because I have that power.
He's just gonna be like, no.
Yeah.
Are they like looting our city of food?
Maybe we'll roleplay.
Because like at this point, it seems like they're just fucking trying to gut the city.
Out of character, I have a sneaking suspicion I know what's going on.
What?
In character, I couldn't possibly know.
What?
Oh, the goats are stealing a bunch of supplies.
They're not stealing, they're surviving.
I mean,
No, not anymore, they're not.
the mute button on your computer glows red. So I put the map on a volcano, so it looks like the volcano's glowing red.
Alright, so a little convoy.
I stop those vehicles with my powers.
Alright, some of the goats get out. They have, like, ball caps on that have been bent. You know, half of them are sun bleached. Not from the sun. They
We've
just
got a
bleach
big old
themselves.
convoy trucking through the night.
No.
Hey, I think the alternator's down. No, it's the hubcap. Check the oil levels. I filled it with power juice. He's drinking a can of power juice.
I'm gonna shoot it out of his hand with my gun.
Hey, it was bullet flavored. It's lucky.
It's flooded.
It's
What?
leaded. It's unleaded. We're drinking unleaded. They all start headbutting each other.
What are you doing?
We're bro downing while the trucks are out.
What are you doing with these trucks?
We're driving them
Where?
down the road.
I'm gonna shoot him in the face and move on to another goat.
Roll
He
for
was
damage?
drinking leaded.
I don't care about damage. I'm
I have
shooting
a
him in the
question for you,
face.
very important. Are they driving or traveling?
I don't know the difference.
Oh, never mind. It's a...
Shh. It's okay, Mark. No one gets your 50-year-old references.
Fucking lord. Also, you're the one that watched shows from the 1920s, so...
Which of you is the least fucking stupid? It's not a trick question.
Wait. Aceryn told us how to answer this question.
Oh, good.
Whoever bought... Oh, put up the number of fingers you are for the timeshares you bought now! One of them only puts up one hand with 2 fingers.
Okay, you.
Hello.
Oh.
I'm a bear.
I was not expecting... Oh my god.
Hello, vampire god. I am Billy Goat.
You're George Decay, too?
Hello, Billy Goat. May I ask where this convoy of precious supplies from the city during this emergency are going?
We are taking these supplies on a journey to an area of need, as ordained by our god.
Where is this area of need?
I could give you coordinates. It's a place that needs food. The mountain with the she-bat beast.
Why do
Also a small football field-sized clearing full of trillions.
full of what?
A number bigger than
Oh.
this many.
This part I was there for, so... Oh, yes.
Oh, he's here too?
What?
I just didn't realize there were 2 gods here.
Oh, person.
Still
Oh.
fixed.
I don't have great, his eyes are on the side of his head, peripheral vision.
Oh, yes. There was some sort of creature that was living there because all the old inhabitants were killed, but the queen survived. But now is now some sort of fire creature. And so there was some sort of creature you got from the
He's not here, so...
that Azazel got from the Jolierites, from something from the old world. What was it called?
Bandersnatch.
An
Kobold?
electrician.
Kobolds.
It's something in
If
the
you said
monster
Bandersnatch,
manual.
that'd be the best.
Kobolds?
Kobolds were in the Evicting Epistle, just so you know, so...
Oh, yeah.
Some sort of
Yes, kobold. I know the etymology of that word. It
Some-
means dragon kin.
some sort of
Really?
yeah,
Yes, as am I.
some sort of creature that reproduces very fast and eats a lot of things.
I'm sorry?
Look at the bro goats.
Where's the monster manual? What, is there an Acer?
Aceryn, where are you? I was like, look
He's
around,
drinking
'cause
the
there's-
energy drink with bullets in it. It's leaded.
Oh, Aceryn, don't let them influence you.
I thought it was a great run.
It was funny, but that doesn't mean you should drink bullets.
I'm a 20th level wizard. I'm pretty much immune to most things.
Acer,
Did you know my haste spell only advances my age by a year? Stupid fucking balance.
Especially as an elf.
Right? That's why you'd always pick an elf if you were a wizard.
It's like...
Acer, do you have a copy of Monster Manual 2?
Ah, 2. All right. Fiend Folio?
The basic one.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see.
Is it Monster Manual from Thea's world or from this world?
From the Epistle. We're
Here it
right
is.
into a
Yes,
bookbinder.
Goblin. It was that creature.
Okay, goblins, whatever. I assume out of character. I assume goblins were from like Thea had.
Yeah, they had goblins. Everyone has goblins.
It was like
They're
different.
garbage.
It was
a D&D
normal.
monster.
It was normal goblins in Thea.
Yeah, little bandits. Someone would make an anime about killing them.
But
Okay, they seem to be basically like the goats.
but there's trillions of
sand.
them, and they eat a lot.
No, there are not trillions of those entities. Think smaller. Leaves for heads.
Leaves for heads?
I don't know how to explain it. My intelligence is only 13.
That's higher than Cecil's!
Cecil's same as Lothar.
Acer, don't you have an intelligence raising spell? Could you... You have that, right?
You might actually be able to know what he's talking about, though.
Leaves for
He's
heads?
talking about nothing you know about.
Oh, okay. I actually thought they were talking about the Smurfs.
Do you mean Eagle's Splendor?
Oh wait, I'm gonna do this the really easy way. I'm gonna drink his blood, so I can read his mind.
You gotta drink trash.
Yes.
Liquid trash.
Oh god, what the fuck do you drink? What the fuck do you eat?
Oh, this and that and their cousins.
Oh, oh,
Goat, no in the tire.
oh god, it's... Oh, okay. Reading...
We don't have plumbing, so we have to vanish it where we stand.
So yeah, I'm gonna miracle a gift of Vampire Lord to read his mind from drinking
Okay.
his blood.
Teeny tiny little people with leaves for heads that hang out in giant tree saplings that are psychically linked to it, that breed super fast and are as small as possible but big enough to hold an entire soul. Pikmin.
And
Like different colors too, they're not worn with each other.
and you're stealing convoys of food from the city where we just had an emergency disaster. Food that people need. I'm gonna open one of the backs of the trucks to check how
Fair
much
amount of food in there.
and how many trucks are there,
Like 3 you stopped.
and how long has this been going on? These trucks.
They've been doing a few. They've been doing a few loads every couple of days.
Why would they need to eat that much?
And that's a really good question, and we're gonna find that out.
If they have leaves for heads, shouldn't they photosynthesize?
I don't know what that word means.
I wasn't asking.
Yes. Well, thank you for your help. I'm gonna steal this. I'm gonna use a miracle of engineering, or I don't know if I even need a miracle for this, to make the engines of the other 2 vehicles explode.
That's just you willing it.
Yeah.
No, but then the food.
Oh, they can tow it back. Tow it back.
Of course, we are wicked strong, bro.
The Marquis gonna climb into the truck, kick out all the fucking McDonald's trash.
Oh yeah,
On
it's
the
full of
floor.
wrappers and like roaches, not the insect, the blunts.
Oh god.
Wrappers, roaches. They've been spitting tobacco spit into the ashtray and into like the Coke cups and then drinking it.
Oh my god. I guess I'm
One
gonna...
of the goats as he's getting out is like, "Do you want?" And it's like a burger wrapped, but he's eating through the burger and the wrap. I left the peel on.
No. No, I do not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in the truck and drive.
Are you all driving?
Let's go on a road trip, people.
Where are we going to where they're...
Where they're driving all these trucks full of, supplies from the city.
I'm
know,
going
stealing.
to sit on top of the truck so I don't have to breathe in the very gross air that's probably in there.
As opposed to... The Marquis just kind of gestures at the poison toxic air everywhere in here.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like goat sweat and bile.
Oh, that is fair, yes.
They're piss and shit.
I didn't know you breathed.
No, I don't.
I don't want to be around it. That's good enough for me.
Don't touch me.
All right, you drive. It's where the old volcano was before you moved it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there are the ruins of a tree up on a little stalactite, and like it's kind of been filled up and fallen and filled up. And there's a bunch of old corpses, like millions and millions of corpses going away that are like like 2 to 4 inches tall, until they made like ant piles of them.
Just of corpses.
Yeah, like they did the ant thing of like plugging up the ditch. And like from the tree all the way out, like about a football field, 2 football fields in radius, are clear-cut forest and tiny little communities full of tiny people of different colors and like markings.
Are these just what we've been calling the Smurfs?
Yeah, they're the Smurfs.
Okay, now the confusion is clarified.
They're
I thought...
the units.
I thought this was something else, but no, they're just...
Units.
One
We've been
unit of
calling
soul.
them, yeah, we've been calling them Smurfs. We should have been calling them Pikmin.
Well, they're Pikmin now because he's broken up into colors.
Well, they always
Oh,
were that.
they were
segregation,
Smurfs
I see. Okay.
Yes, actually, that's what happened. They're now warring with each other.
That's one of my things.
Trillions of them. Peter did a Dominion project to make their numbers massive.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Huh.
Oh,
Okay.
this is ambitious.
They're just big enough in their heads to keep a soul.
Oh, that's adorable.
So they're a little top heavy.
Okay, so they probably can't farm because the land's terrible.
I mean, the land around here is uber fertile.
Yeah,
because-
he's married.
I'll say so.
Wait, so where's all this food waste coming from? Are they just not growing enough to sustain themselves?
I mean, this whole tree was supposed to be like sustaining them and so on.
Yeah, and then it got fucked with by an apocalypse, and then they split off, and then you miracled them to be more fertile, and then you miracled the air to be fertile, but it's not catching up. This is the consequence of you getting more of them.
Okay.
They are outbreeding their population.
And stealing from my city.
Where do you think the city got this food from?
The
The
hydroponics.
poplars, they've been deep frying these fuckers.
What do they eat?
The immense hydroponics plants everywhere, and plus, you know, most of the citizens are vampires.
There's one of his billy goats, one of the dragon goats with like 4 to 8 hit dice, lying against a rock, falling asleep, and like his chest cavity's been carved open, and there's like an entire like culture living inside his body as he's sleeping.
You'll have to excuse me for a bit. I need to. The Marquis is going to sigh, put on his apron, kneel down amongst these big little colonies, and start building tiny little hydroponics. greenhouses.
You're getting immersed in the world of miniature equine aficionados.
Yes.
You're like those little like magnifying glasses, little like tiny tools to like.
I'm
Popsicle stick village.
Yeah, I'm using the city gift to start building them little, you know.
Massive
Green-
hydroponic space.
Yeah.
Haven't you like warned about Crimson and the ways of the cities and so on? Because I think that's how the whole apocalypse was explained.
Are they going to start attacking me with little spears? Because
No, some of them are going to move into the hydroponic space, and they're going to like put up little like markings and stuff. They have no way to conceptualize you. You're too big.
Ah.
So it's like God showed up and gave us a building, like an RTS game, like a top-down game. It's like
Yeah, it's all like, you know, natural
you're
wood
too
and
big.
whatnot.
You go past their draw distance for their eyes. They can't see you. They just see giant hands come down and place a building.
So the Marquis is going to spend a little time solving this issue.
Oh,
for
a couple different colored tribes are dropping by, blues and reds for the greens, and they're fighting now.
Oh, that's fine. I'm going to add little. Oh man, I should make a mechanized weapons dealer.
You're gonna have fun with this.
You should
Model
vampirize
trains.
one of them somehow.
What's that?
You should vampirize one of them.
Introduce a vampire plague. No, I think Azazel would be a little pissed about that. And, you know, he breathes shrapnel. Not that it wouldn't be funny as fuck if I came back and it turned into a, you know, little...
You're getting a lot of prayer pigs because your worshippers are happy that you're giving them stuff right now.
Huh.
You're going to perceive the area. It's giant hands placing buildings.
Yeah, the Marquis is not even leaving any signs that this is him. It's just little natural wood buildings and whatnot that are appearing, like living trees.
Yeah, they're walking around, remember, their heads are lolling, so like their bodies are running forward and their heads will be going back a bit from the gravity, and they'll like run into something and kind of lurch forward, and then they'll pick stuff up.
This is so much easier than real people.
It's like
I agree, right? They're pretty great.
Acerin.
He's like dipping them in honey in his shooter glass and just like,
Acerin.
what?
Stop.
Are the red ones
Can I have
spicy?
one more?
Okay, so just one. I
He's
don't
like
want you to
looking
spoil
around.
your dinner.
He's like looking around, he sees one that's really kind of fat, looks like a king. He, like picks it up, he uses like flame hand on one of his glasses to make the vinegar, like the wine in it really hot. He just dips it in so it deep fries. There you go.
Don't eat people with souls. That's bad.
I'm gonna...
It's
Is
a
it
whole thing that'll get the people to turn against us. So
They're
I
so
mean-
tiny, they can't rise up.
To be frank, there's like a lot of them. A lot.
We're doing them like gods, God. Angry gods.
Shrink him down.
Now I'm too small!
It's So I guess Aziz could be there. I guess because that's
Okay,
the project.
They're fucking with your toys.
Yeah, they're great and small and easy to breed, man.
Yes. Stop stealing from my city.
I'm not stealing.
I mean, your little worshippers are, and that's basically an extension of you.
Hey, stop stealing.
They have no way to conceptualize what you're doing because you're too big. You have to get like real close down to them.
Oh, they're not stealing. Your goats are.
His arms like that goat on the rock. It's like his arms are tied down like the fucking Lilliputians. For the Pikmin, this is that D&D module about them holding down the Tarrasque and harvesting it for material constantly. This goat can live without all those organs. He's fine.
I like to imagine he went on a drunken bender and terrorized them, so they think they won once he collapsed.
They've chained down the Tarrasque and they're harvesting it for parts to make themselves stronger. You have the dragon-colored Pikmin. The woolly Pikmin with scales.
Consider this a free favor, though, just so, it'll ease tensions. There we go. Little hydroponics. Now they can war with each other on full stomachs.
Why are they warring? Why did you split them into colors to war?
I didn't split them. The nature took its course.
Oh, you're all about that, I've noticed.
But you're nature.
The strongest will survive. Sometimes, nature changes, adapts, and sometimes there's struggle between the different kinds of things.
It's like a teeny version of Dericho. That's adorable.
There's not really a reason for it.
Well, sometimes when you're different colors, it just happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the purple vampire, and once upon a time there was, a fleshy, peach-colored vampire, and it was a big thing.
Yeah, once you
I
have
never understand that whole mortal.
Once you have a soul, you start, hating on people. They're just big enough to have this one.
Either way, eventually it'll solve itself. They'll have a common enemy, again. One of your goats will go on a bender. Where have you been, by the way?
I've been here. Planting more trees. Forest over there.
Actual trees.
Yeah.
Fancy. Well, that's a mystery solved. And now... Oh, we were going to go looting, actually.
You're waiting for the Acerns to get to where they had to go.
Oh, right, yes.
This was happening in the meantime.
Right.
They get where they needed to go.
So I guess they get back to us?
No, they die.
Oh.
They die there. You get reports that they die.
Hey, Lothar, would you like to go find Faust? He seems to be missing.
No.
I know you two don't care about it, but that's why I asked Lothar.
No, you don't care.
I suppose I should, at the very least, at some point, go pick up what's left of my worshippers on the mountain. I guess there won't be much left.
It's a hall. I've been
Yeah.
there, man.
So we can't visit this area, or is there some sort of protection we can take?
I could...
Which area are we talking about?
Unity.
Oh.
I will research it. I'll set up beacons around it and do a little research, figure out if I can create environmental suits or something.
You cannot shield yourself from the hive mind.
Right.
It is impossible.
Let's just nuke it repeatedly until it's completely destroyed.
What about with the madness word?
With no word. It's a mutable power that you have to basically do dominion changes to alter. Big fucking dominion changes.
And I'm not willing to do that right now, so I'm just going to set up beacons and tell people
Someone
to stay
else
away.
previously set this up.
In another game.
Yeah. It's a thing you can't weasel out of.
Even like the Overgod couldn't get out of it.
When he came down as Jesus, he was stuck in the hive mind. And then they crucified him.
Okay, so what's going on with Unity? You can't go there because the hive mind
You sent some
overloaded?
Acerns there and they died.
Okay.
Acerns says.
So like a dead field?
I don't know. They died.
Wow.
It's likely a mimetic death field, yes.
Or someone shot them.
Or someone shot
Yeah,
them.
it's really impossible to tell whether they went in and immediately died because crazy, or they went in and immediately died because shot, or lava everywhere.
Wasn't there swords
Or
go to
there's
you?
or there's a doomsday weapon that has been unleashed in the area.
Could we ask Necron?
Yes, because they're my worshippers.
Yeah.
So can I just grab their souls as they come back?
Yeah, we could just necromancy them up.
Well, that's not really souls.
He was health. I think you could resurrect him.
I mean, there's still linger in them, so...
Yeah, just use necromancy, wizard magic.
Oh yeah.
All right, you grab their souls, and Acer takes them in the air. He's like, hey, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, you're kind of stuck in there until we...
No, I'm shaking it. So I just gotta shake it up real good so the ink mixes. Turns it around, you've seen what they saw. Alright, they're in Unity, they're walking around. I guess I should put more music on, different music.
Instead of the Catholico village music.
Yeah, that's enough. The area around Unity doesn't look great. The ground's been broken apart into canyons and raised, sort of mountainous areas. The once flat salt plains and mines have collapsed down themselves, making everything kind of be on different platforms and different elevations. So, it's kind of spirally and full of canyons now. There are towers everywhere, and the towers are their melted, fused remains of Unity boosters. There's housing everywhere where people just sleep that are also tower shaped because that was their aesthetic, and they're also melted and fused with molten rock and steel. And everywhere around you, the architecture has spines and spikes and shattered bits of stone, and there are people impaled on them. And they're doing just fine. They have tubes coming into their heart cavities and into their veins and stuff that are wrapping around the towers and going to other things underground, and they are laughing. Everyone is laughing. A lot of their meat's kind of been blended together, and it's just laughing meat boss. You've seen it from the Acer Spring, so it's head bob and everything, and they're just kind of moving around, looking, doing magic and stuff to like check things, do scanning.
Your Acerns are very, very brave.
Yes, they are. Ruffle his hair.
Yeah. There's a large tower. It looks like it's the Unity tower they had set up. It has segments of it that aren't attached anymore. They're spinning with power bleeding out of it. It looks like a big, giant, lazy Marvel movie spire with light coming out of it. Also, a little like the thing from Doom 2016 that would transport people to hell, like that big, scary fucking tower with the Eye of Sauron at the top, ripping open a portal in space and time.
The beacon or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that was. The shifter or whatever. Yeah, they're just moving around, and there are things like you see machines that look like scarabs that have like people impaled on their back, crawling around, grabbing stuff, and incorporating them into the other towers. You, if you're from the future, it's just you, dickhead, recognize them. So there was a species of people that rose up when the elves fell. Like the elves were an old race that went extinct, and then there was a new race that just started and didn't have its own culture, and the elves and them kind of clicked together in one of the golden ages. They were the Unity Custodians, a race of artificial people that were built in a sort of machine hive mind that mimicked the actual hive mind that would go around taking care of the tower, when the tower was a 9,000 meter tall superstructure that housed 1 billion people. They're the ones that took care of the tower as if it was a living city-state, because it was one giant building that housed an entire nation in it. Looks like they're here.
No, life really does find a way.
Yeah.
That whole thing reminds me of the Animatrix when they were showing the earlier version of the Matrix where like just people like impaled on spikes and just...
Looks like the custodians are trying to salvage this operation by keeping as many Unity people alive and their minds linked to the hive mind through any means necessary. They're setting up life support systems. And everyone's laughing. Like they're all looking at the Acer and even the machines, and you can see its claws chittering like it's laughing.
A lot of redundancies probably to keep them from dying to various things.
Yeah, they're using Unity Structure Gel, which is a sort of miracle material that can blend inorganic and organic and spiritual and necromantic and energon-based technology together to keep it good. It's like a universal glue. It has this gray metal design with like corally kind of blobs and nodules in it, like tensed up muscle. They kind of look like eyes with power nodes.
We should definitely bomb that place until it's gone, and then maybe just take the whole plate. 2 strong gods can probably work on this. Take the whole plate around it and just kind of tip it over into the hellhole.
Yeet it.
Just push it on over fall it over into the hole in the ground. It's fine. After we destroy the tower, that sounds like the best thing.
Yes.
One of the Acerins that you're seeing from the mirror's perspective looks around to a second Acerin. A series of crossbows and arrows go through him, pincushioning him, and the arrows explode. And he blows apart, but the T-1000, he's still kind of alive, or the thing, and he falls, and a Uni Custodian pulls that into one of the things and starts stitching it back together. There's a man shape. It is over by the tower. It is 12 feet tall. It is a giant made of light, much like those Unity elves. And you can see its head has gone back on a hinge, almost like a Pez dispenser, but it's alive. And it's laughing. And it has a little crown on its head and a bow that has multiple arrows coming out of it. And it is just giving off strobe lights like a Unity elf.
Oh, he survived. Oh.
And he's just firing arrows into the sky, and they're raining down all over the place. They're changing course and direction like they're alive. 'Cause they are!
Well, we got things from bodies, but I got the soul, so that's good.
I might have fucked up. That is one of the doomsday weapons.
Yeah, that hyper elf I think we were talking about.
Well, if we explode the tower, shouldn't that solve the problem? If there's no hive mind, then doesn't he just go empty on the inside?
I wasn't around the first time I haven't dealt with this little problem. I may have to speak with others. This is kind of a...
Speaking of which, should we check up on the actual hyper elves? What happened to them?
Puts out a hand, right before the last thing he sees, and there, an arrow appears, and it's clearly alive, and then more structure comes around it, and it puts the entire structure in its bow and fires it into the horizon, and the arrow, which was smaller, gets much bigger as it crashes down where Acerin is and becomes another tower, and then those insects start pouring out of it, because he used perspective to make it bigger.
Just to be clear,
And that Acerin dies.
this was an Acerin that was already dead, right?
Well, yeah, you're watching his last moments.
Okay, I thought you meant the Acerin we were just talking to. I'm like,
No,
fuck.
Oh, shit.
They're just creeping.
Yeah, he's spreading Zerg creep.
Yeah? He's still rushing.
Xenomorph creep.
Yeah.
Like in Space Station 13.
Or like in,
Time machine.
like in older artists like that you do tower creep, that you put the tower and the tower and the tower and so on. Yeah.
Okay, well, when I went to Unity though, didn't they explain that he does what the tower wants him to do, or was that not a thing?
Kinda did, I think. He kinda explained that he is the hive mind.
I mean, they were kind of screaming at each other, so...
Also, hardcore Soma vibes from this.
Yes, structure gel from
Yeah.
Solo. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Keep the hive mind alive, no matter the cost.
well, I mean,
You want to go to
building Unity still sounds like the best thing to do.
Oh, yes, especially now. That thing is not friendly.
I've noted, and my math is not so good. It seems like it is expanding rather quickly as well, using that.
Yes. Yeah, I say we build some bombs and do that.
Yeah, and the Hyper-Elf Forest, that is a good point. We should likely check in on them as well. If one Doomsday weapon survived, others must have. And
Well, the
with the Hyper-Elves, yeah, but they're also very close by, and they are basically their own Doomsday weapon.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
I was hoping to find some of their bodies as well, so...
Well, we're pretty close. Because we're on the western side of the north right now. That's I think where the tower, well, the volcano was.
Well, yes, okay, so let's do this.
So that giant hole in Manticore goes all the way to hell.
It goes through the world. The world is a plate, that's a hole in the plate. Things pour out of the edges. You know, people used to live under the world, in the Underdark, in the Underseas. Yeah. They're having a problem too, guys. The recession hurt billionaires. Don't be mistaken.
That's going to start disgorging all sorts of badness, I assume.
Yes.
We may require soldiers to patrol the borders. And deal with whatever rises up. Eventually we can just pave it over, but until then.
What are you doing? What's your plan? Where do you want to go?
Hyperelf Forest?
Just walk into a Hyperelf Forest?
I mean,
Take the scenic route to Mordor.
at least check it out somehow. We've gone there before.
I can usually get away with going up there if I bird mode activate.
Oh yeah, you're a scout. You can scout ahead and see what it's like.
And hyper elves generally, I mean, they might be able to see through the disguise, but I'm absurdly fast,
And they care so little.
yeah.
I mean, they might now, because even if it might not have killed them, it certainly gave them a start, I'm sure.
Frightened.
The hyper elves are all gone into Doge mode.
You're all going to the Hyperelf Forest?
Yeah. Yep. Apparently,
Okay.
I'm scouting ahead.
So this used to be a winter landscape and mountain ranges, and those have all been blown apart, and now it's just fire everywhere. Hey, can I see the map real quick? Real quick. Oh yeah, and that's all fire too. Everything's fire.
No.
So the Hyperelf Forest used to have giant trees, trees that you could fit cities into. Those are all on fire. Those are all exploded. The landscape is actually pretty flattened now. It used to be like a gentle sloped hill and ravines and like Ghibli hills and stuff. Now it's just on fire.
Well, sadly we don't have our
Mistress
Mistress
of
of Brains
other
with us.
stuff. You got anything for fire? Oh.
I kind of like this. Just watching the Ghibli Hills burn with that, pleasant music.
Right.
They're hyper elves. Even Lothar's just like, yeah, I can't really summon a single fuck to give.
I mean, it's rather sad that their slaves died, but better to be free in death. I'm sure. Oh, right. They didn't worship us. You don't have network under here, so they likely went straight to hell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And hell is probably not the best place to be, right? As soon as I said it.
It was never a good place to be.
It's probably a worse place to be now.
You went to the bad place.
I mean, I think Texomale has also some power. His blasphemy engine just, stopped working. Had to fix those up.
Alright, you're at the edge of the forest, or you're overlooking it from above if you have like a little high platform.
Most of us can fly.
If not, I can give her a fight.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Alright, well, if you're traveling over the forest, large spires of burned and destroyed trees, just a huge amount of like lumber and charcoal and coal. The ground is split open and disgorged lava vents. Looks like meteors have crashed down here. Every once in a while, you can see strobe lights down there. Anti-light strobes and bright pulsars of, dying suns. They just wow, wow, all over. Hundreds of them.
Are
The
those?
foliage isn't covering the hyper elves anymore, so now you can see their space warping effects all over.
Are those like hyper elf corpses?
No.
They're pretty much
They're
alive.
50 HD, so I don't think
No,
they
no,
would
no,
be even
no.
slightly affected.
What are they doing right now? Can I get like...
You want to get close to them?
No, I'll get...
It's hard to see through their aura. That's one of their defensive mechanisms.
Sunglasses.
I'm gonna use, I don't know if this will work or not, but one of the gifts in Bird is Absolute Vision. I'll go look it up real quick and...
You better. Fucking better, Birdman.
There's some
Michael
like
Keaton.
sunsight gift that's a lesser gift that can like see everything up to the horizon.
I'm trying to look up Absolute Vision. It's not under birds. I don't see it. I have a hunting hawk.
That's probably it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're fucking good. You got a gift.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, there's a hyper elf over there. It's picking up a large meteor and just spinning and dancing with it and throwing bits of it into this countryside.
Yeah, so they're playing with the meteors,
That sounds like that.
throwing them around. They don't seem too overly concerned.
I wonder if they're crazy or if this is normal for them. I can't tell.
You might be a child.
From what I've seen of the few very unfortunate times I've been near the Hyperelves, they don't seem to care about anything.
I don't know then.
I mean, you could go talk to one.
Oh god.
You go with some other ones.
They don't write or do anything, do they?
No, they usually
just
lounge.
Meh.
These are not lounging. You see them all moving wherever they are, like from the overworld.
I mean, if we could find
Okay,
an
so
isolated
that
one.
is odd.
Yeah, their behavior is altered.
Okay. So it clearly has affected them, but we
Yeah.
don't know how exactly.
They might be a little crazy, in which case they might be dangerous, more so.
Or they might, having all that mortality in their heads might have actually altered them to the point where they're like real people now.
Oh, can you imagine?
That'd be
Or maybe
that
they're-
would be good because then they're not.
I mean, have you met people, Mom?
They are assholes,
Or maybe
and
they're
they're
just
more aggressive about it.
maybe they're just reveling things changing. You're like, oh, you don't get to play around with meteorites and burn forest every day. This is a change of pace.
You're a party god. Why don't you go talk to them? You most understand their desire to make whimsy, make merry, be absolutely destructive to friends and family.
Yeah.
What were we talking about, though?
No one wants to take the fucking first step.
Well, let's find an isolated one and go speak to them, perhaps. I mean, even if it's dangerous, I'm sure we could take one alone and leave.
Alright, there's one. It's one of the black strobe light ones. It's hard to kind of see in without magic, like gift-based sight, because they cloak themselves. It's just kind of moving around, pointing at the ground, and the ground is gaining 10-foot radius craters that go like 100 feet down, wherever it points. It's just pointing through a tree, through some survivors, through the ground. It points to the moon. You see a tiny little hole from very far away appear on it.
That seems like a safe one to approach. What if he just immediately points at us?
It's gonna. It points at things it sees.
Okay, so don't let him see us.
Like it sees a rock, it points at it, it blows open.
Who has invisibility powers?
I can, but when I begin to speak with it, I will not be able to.
You want to find another one that's isolated?
Yes, let's find another one that's
You want to move on from Kill Crazy, which is the name I wrote down for it?
If we have more than one option, yes.
Kill Crazy. Alright, okay, there's one standing perfectly still. Its light is a bit dimmed. It is in the middle of one of the trees. It looks like it's brought trees up to it and patched trees over it, so that only like a bit of its torso and its face is free, and it's made a wooden mask with 2 eye holes that's put over its face. And it's staring directly forward. Everything in front of it, there's nothing. It's a divot that goes 100 feet down, 100 feet wide, all the way out to the ocean.
So don't get in its line of sight. But
Yes.
it seems
I'm
to-
giving this one Jason.
seems to
Another one. They have like, how many games do we have with Jason in?
Every one of them, forever.
Shall we land and speak to him from, behind? Terrible faux pas usually, but probably for the best this time.
Yeah, let's speak with a tree.
When you're landing and kind of getting a better idea of its sight line, you see even in the sky some of the stars there's like a little blank spot within where its field of vision would be.
Are they usually that powerful?
Are they?
You don't know. You never investigated them.
I mean, why investigate when you can kill?
I mean, you've got 50 hit dice. That puts them on the, power level of a maid god.
And that's for what I like to call a commoner elf. Not an elite or a nobleman.
Hello, White Diamond.
Hello. I'm behind you, for reasons you must surely understand. Oh, you're pretending to be a tree. Is that going to be the thing? Is that the thing you're doing? Because elves...
Well, you know.
Its hand comes out into its sight line and moves it out of its field of view, and you hear a screaming sound from a couple miles away in the forest, and as if by magnetism, a very shabby-looking treant goes right into its hand, throat to palm. It then pulls it like a bird, like a shrike, onto a branch, impaling it, and then moves its head to face you guys. And then puts its hand back in the tree.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
Are you alright?
Everything's fine.
So, is this the treant that's talking to us, or is the elf talking through?
I speak for the trees.
And it's a tree.
Yes.
The trees have no tongues. I checked.
Okay.
I mean, it will grow it one if it really wants a
Please
tongue.
I can't see you.
That's for the best for now.
Coming to my line of sight.
I'll pass.
This action.
Yes. So, what has been happening around your happy little home as of late?
Just clearing out the garden, making changes, getting it ready.
Ready for what?
Things, this and that, new map.
New map. Just looking him over, he just seems to be insane. They all went insane in different ways.
Yeah, I wonder what you did.
I think I might have made things worse. I'm going to be blunt. A proactive hyper elf is far more dangerous than a languid one.
I'm gonna walk in front of it.
Why?
I want to see what happens.
Listen, don't. I told you not to let the goat people influence you.
Right, but we all know something's gonna happen if something walks in front of it, so we might as well see it ahead of time. That's how science works.
Pretty sure it's going to explode.
Yeah, probably, but then we'll know.
Well, very well.
There's more of me.
And you will come back, but...
Just gauge its power level.
Okay.
It's overload.
I'm not seeing anyone else volunteering people. Everyone's staring at Zazel.
I don't think he brought people.
I always
I
said,
thought you
don't
just
do
spawned
me.
them.
I have, that is a fact.
Yeah, we know, Azazel. We know that you have that.
Then why don't your
Here,
goat
I'll just
people go in front?
I'll just send since
Me off.
No, I'm just snapping the fingers, and then I'm gonna have a couple birds flying away.
All right. As soon as they get in sight line, a bunch of spears made of wood impale them of different sizes,
Oh wow, I am staying far away from that.
and they start moving away as if by gravity, like down the bowling alley lane.
That's
Okay.
not bad.
Okay, you created a kill zone. Okay.
New map.
I don't really know what to do with this. It's
So any idea what the new app is going to look like?
Just clearing it out first. Gonna put stuff down.
Hyperreals don't talk like this, do they?
They don't talk usually at all.
There's a distinct lack of condescension in his tone, which is worrying, to say the least. So, Hyperel was broken irreparably. Good to know. Good to know. Sorry about that.
I'm not.
I'm not sorry.
I mean, if they had just died, it would have been fine, but if
I
they're
was
worse
hoping.
now...
There's like
Well, I don't really know what to do about this.
there's a vague humming sound coming from the hyper elf that sounds like combat music. Like, it's not any song, but it sounds like what combat music would sound like. Like a Doom track or a track from like Dungeon Keeper. It's like dun 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 dun. It's just vaguely coming from him, like he's always ready. Like fucking anxiety when a boss is around, you can't see it.
I don't.
I think we should depart.
Maybe we should something. Unity Tower technology, but different. something something in the Elven Forest sending out calm waves.
I'm going to be frank, I don't want to come back here.
Well, not
Set-
live, but we can, set it up.
It might be worth an attempt. An anti-insanity wave? A sanity wave?
Not necessarily sanity, but calm. If they're calm, it's fine. They can be crazy. That's fine, so long as they're calm. And yeah.
I'm shocked this worked the first time. But, yeah, something to look into. I'm sure I have the resources lying around.
Why, thank you. Now we will calmly and lucidly destroy all life. Sorry.
Right?
No, let's back away from this
Yes.
mess.
I'm definitely going to leave, he's looking this way, we're going to leave this way.
Perpendicular.
Yeah. Definitely make sure that his line of sight is nowhere near
Just
us.
as a thought, yes, now that there's a lot less trees around, the whole line of sight is a little bit more terrifying when dealing with this area.
I mean, they make their own line of sight.
Yeah, he literally just did that.
I suppose we're very lucky they weren't looking in our direction when that happened.
That would be a very specific direction. Then again, that city is glowing so bright. Look at the horizon.
I mean, so are they, so...
Also, I think you turned up the luminosity at the disaster so that people would know where to come, didn't you? So.
It's easier to spot.
Well, okay, so yeah, let's just not touch this for now.
You hear a crunching sound around you.
What is it?
There's one of them, one of the white ones, one of the big strobe light giant elf white ones. It's coming down from a tree using its hands and feet backwards.
Oh, I'll Exorcist style?
It's like
Yeah.
a cat.
Oh, they don't usually do that either.
It's crawling down this tree. It's going nearby a tree you guys are going. It's crawling up it. It's opening its mouth real wide and starting to eat the top of the tree.
That's
Like a starfish or a...
real comical and scary.
Well, it's turning to one of mine, basically.
Let's
Let's leave.
let's leave. Maybe
GTFO.
yeah.
We'll come
It's
back later
finally.
with more levels.
So no outfit there.
When you're leaving, we see one of the strobe lights you into the forest. Like, it's wandering right outside of the forest, heading a beeline towards the rest of the world.
Oh,
And it has like a contingency of like other things, like animals and mutations and like meteor things with it. You see that?
Huh.
It's smaller than the other hyper elves, like half the height.
A child.
Only like 25, 30 hit dice.
Maybe it'll learn something.
let's.
The joy of killing.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Do you want to stop it?
I mean,
Ooh-wee.
can we?
Let's just go in the way it's headed, and then we'll see if there's anything it's going to likely to run into. And
I mean, if we go as headed and we see some village, we'll want to save it because.
I mean, that's kind of what we're doing already.
Well, if you follow it, it'll end up in combat.
And I would be surprised if this was the only hyper elf that had wandered away from the area.
Well, children do tend to be more curious, and maybe. Oh, I don't know, man.
I don't know how to gauge this.
Everything is just. Whew.
If we're less concerned for our own safety and the safety of our worshippers, I'd let it all sit for a few centuries, see what came of it. But unfortunately, this is something we may have to deal
It's
with.
staring at you in the air.
Oh,
Oh,
It's pointing. Not at you, though.
what's behind
Pointing.
us?
It's pointing basically, like, it's staring directly at you, and it's pointing, like, in a different direction, away from the forest.
and
It's
what?
telling us to get out?
It's pointing at something that's just facing away from the forest.
Okay,
Oh,
well, that might be it's trying to show us.
There we
Direction
go.
that it's pointing then.
Yes, that. Not get out. But, Alright, and we're back. So the little tiny creepy psychopath child was pointing. And you look off the horizon, and you can swiftly see it coming into view. It's moving very fast across the sky. And at first you don't really hear anything, but then when you're knowing to listen to it, you hear this humming sound. this cutting, slashing, chopping, humming sound.
No.
Heading directly towards you guys at 100 miles an hour with
no.
rotor blades, Magitech engine drives, and divinely powered will is the great noble deed of Faust. As I've described it, it has a segmented armored body that's kind of like a dragonfly carapace almost, with large arms coming out of its back that are on rotor blades that spin because it has helicopter blades, and like segments of it open up and have like energy pouring out of it. Multiple sets of arms that end in claws and buzzsaws, jaws of life, chainsaws, drills, spike throwers, looming large crushing legs that look like they belong to like a bird. Its head is draconic, has a rectangle shape that's been like beveled and muzzled, with teeth that unfold and furl into just gears. Gears that'll pull you in like a goddamn factory floor and take all your flesh and blood off and deglove you. And it's heading straight for you.
Oh, right, it's a ship, yes.
No, it's just the first thing to ever walk on the world. So, it's going to reach you this turn. It's going to reach you for this turn right now to fight you. It has gifts that let it not go last. So you four have a choice. Pick the two that go first, pick the two that go last.
I guess we'll just die now.
So for I would choose for. So it can't go last. Or
No, it's going right in the middle of you guys.
I'll go last.
Okay.
You pick the two to go first, then the great noble deed takes its actions.
But
Then-
it's at fuck you range, right? It's at in your face range.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
right
here
at-
as soon as its turn hits.
Okay.
It'll finish its move action to be here.
So in other words, if I'd used there's no point using seize the go first power because it's too far away.
I mean, if you want to get up in its grill and delay so it gets to you.
Just intercept it so you get an attack opportunity when it moves away from you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That would be a good idea because I mean I might as well try and get some use out of this.
If you want to throw yourself into melee so you get that turn off.
If we're gonna fight this thing, and I don't think we're ever gonna be able to run, I guess I'll do it. God help me.
Need help.
We should move as far away from the city as possible. while we
What
fight.
city? There's no city. There's a sky.
Yeah, we're in the middle, and then
You're
we gotta
just
fight.
over the elven forest looking at that little child.
We're
out
still
in the corner.
close-ish, though.
No,
You
we're
know?
The same
we're across the
We're like
continent.
over here, and our city's like here-ish.
Okay, fair enough.
So we're pretty far away.
I keep forgetting. I thought this place is like tiny, like super fucking tiny.
And the world's fairly big.
Okay, I think.
I mean,
Oh God.
there is one strategy here. Because I just completed an artifact. It has the wish spell in it. If we really want to do that.
If it can, I'll basically, as it approaches, I'll say, if it tries to stop my damage, stop it this round. Then I just immediately start heading towards it.
Wait, you're the only one who doesn't have like a redundant life or something. Maybe. Okay.
I'll
No,
also
he's not
have
there.
one.
I don't think he does either.
I don't know.
Oh right, right. For some
Me and you
reason,
are the
not-
only ones that
for a
do.
moment,
Not
I
in
thought,
our
like,
portfolio. It's not a common portfolio. You have both of you have the only powers that
I
have
don't know
that.
why, but for some reason I thought that if he died, one of his goatlings would just turn into him. I don't know why I thought he had that power.
Like the ball cap would turn all the way around, and as the ball cap turns around, the camera would show he's Azazel.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not Shinzei.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to use some flat out nonsense.
I wish I
Go
could.
for
but-
it.
That'd be a neat
I
ability.
am going to. So again, my first action this round is I'm going to Hungry Jaws the damn thing.
Okay.
So I'm getting 3 attacks on it until I attack something else, going after the main body.
Sure.
I will use Prince of the Air. So,
Ooh.
because I mean, I'd be crazy not to.
Sure, I don't know what that means.
Is it in the air?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
flying towards you.
Oh, good. All my attacks hit and do max damage.
Good.
Ooh.
Okay, it's good. It's good.
So all right. So that's.
You're
3.
the only one that can do this.
I will inflict 12 points of damage on.
How many attacks? How is that distributed?
Sorry, 3 attacks that do 4 each.
Okay, let me look at it.
What I was saying is that would be a really cool fertility ability, like a greater gift is that, you know, every once...
How much was it?
3 attacks for 4 damage.
Shave 2 off each attack.
Grim.
Yeah, once a generation, like if you died, you could reincarnate as one of your kids or something like that.
Some shit. So how much is that total then? With the shaving?
With the shaving, that is grand total of 6 in my first action.
Oh, I don't have to keep track here. I got a battle cheat.
Battle.
Battle.
I just have to do some math, Devin.
Alright, you took out 5% of its health. So yeah, you latch onto it, you start striking its carapace, you start pulling at its joints, smashing into it.
And I'm down to effort.
You feel like you're pulling, you're hurting it. Who goes next? Because after you go, the Gand goes.
See, they commit.
Yeah, that's a scene for the first one and a day for the other one.
I'm about to leave.
Bye.
You should throw me at it.
But you're immortal. Why are you leaving?
Because then I'll get to live.
But you're immortal.
Not if it eats my soul.
Is that a thing you can do?
I don't know.
I guess you don't want to risk it.
None of you know anything about it.
I mean, that is fair. Look at it.
Guys, I don't know. I was here to bring you cookies and ice cream.
The symbol of Faust burns in its chassis. It's Golem of Prague, Mark of Divinity.
I wish Fossil's here.
Faust can't control it.
Yeah, Faust can't deal with this thing. That's why I put it somewhere where it couldn't get out. It put it in a drawer and didn't pay attention. And moved on to the next. So who's going?
I'd like to be able to save at least Azazel because he's not immortal. Well, you're not either. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bail out because I'm very quickly realizing that, like, yeah, I'm gonna do a bunch of attacks on this thing and then I'm just gonna GTFO.
I'll stick around to distract it.
Alright, who's doing what?
Can you make me bigger? You're a shapeshifter, aren't you?
You're something, right?
No.
Not you. Mark. Like, don't you have a shapeshift as a...
I could turn you into a bird.
How big of a bird are we talking here?
A bird-sized bird. A bird that size.
I don't know, actually. I'll have to look that up. I can't give you hit points, but...
Oh, that's fine. I just need size so I can distract it.
My size pills.
What's the largest mundane bird in the realm?
A rock.
I could turn you into a rock
I mean,
as an
it
action.
would keep it from noticing me, but I think we need something a little more, mobile than a rock. This isn't the time for joking. I'm sorry. Let's, I think, 1 second. I can miracle shapeshifting and shit like that.
Yeah.
Alright,
Wait,
so
whoa.
what? What are you
Oh.
guys doing?
Sorry. You had that 3 written under the current HP. I thought that fucking Mark had knocked him down to 3 HP in one round. I'm like, holy shit, never mind, we're good!
What does this thing really hate? Like, it's...
Nothing.
Everything
Really?
perfect.
Things being uneven. Things not being in its place makes it itchy. And it's been itchy for so long.
What's the most uneven person in, like, all of history that it would know of?
Fui?
That's a really big question to be asking.
Sorry.
Why? What are you going for here,
Fair
buddy?
mortal man, where you can take any humanoid form you wish.
Alright, so you're going to try and take a form that would attract it?
Yeah.
Try for Faust's mortal form.
Okay, I'm gonna look like an asshole for a second, excuse me.
Alright, was that your turn? Did you take the turn?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
wait, yeah.
The Great Noble Deed gets to go.
Okay.
I'm going
Did
to
you do
interrupt, spend an effort to the alacrity gift that gives me, takes a smite, gives me an action.
You faster than thought?
That's the one.
What are you going to do with faster than thought?
I'm
should
going
all
to take
leave.
3 shots on it, and as useless as that is, I thought that might be a smart move.
Go for it.
And so yeah, that's 12 damage.
Okay, with
Minus
the
3,
DR.
so 6.
Okay.
Stop saying K's over and over again. It becomes a bad thing when you do it too much.
Alright, you're tearing into it. You're pulling parts of its plate, like, apart to expose its inner workings, but are just infinite amount of gears. Like, it's bigger on the inside, full of machinery.
This is not working very well.
Duh.
You should probably leave.
Can I get a d20? I didn't give it auto attacks. I didn't want to use the Made God stat block. Seemed improper.
Not the D10s.
Even though it technically would be a Made God.
Well, it's made by God. There's a difference.
So what on earth does this thing do as a counter, as an attack?
It full attacks.
Okay. It hits me on a 20. I'm gonna take me down another point.
Seen day.
For that thing where it can only hit you on a natural 20?
That's the one?
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 attacks.
Okay.
12 attacks of straight damage.
Yep.
You let it get a full attack action.
I'm
Technically, this is your fault.
gonna be real pissed if I die before I can transfer.
I don't think
Is
we
the
have to
other
worry.
thing
You don't have.
instantaneous?
You think you're worried?
Yeah, you should all probably leave.
Alright, first round. Or first batch of 12. No natural 20s.
Okay.
It's a main action.
No natural 20s. Okay, action 1. Action 2. Another 12. Yeah? Yeah, get fucked, Peter.
Should we just leave the game now?
Oh, he got 1.
Oh, wonderful.
Third action.
20 damage.
It's a really good gift you have. It really saved your bacon.
Yes.
Alright, out of 36 rolls, he only hit you once.
How much damage did you do with one attack?
He probably hit you... Okay, so his attack rounds are 2 saw blades, like chainsaw blades, divinely anointed, 2 slams with his bludgeoning city breaker hands, a full, what's it called? A full Death of Thunder lightning touch from his battery pack, a series of lasers that come out of his back that fire with the angry wrath of the eyes of God, and then 6 divinely anointed crucifixion spikes that come out of the back spider legs it has that fire off at ridiculous ranges. It hit you with the City Destroyer hand.
Okay.
The Marquis like, I don't like the name of that.
I don't like it.
I feel personally attacked by this bullshit.
Okay, so hey, 3 damage, buddy. Okay.
Wow.
Yes, it has many attacks. I need to give it straight damage. By the way, those spikes go wide on you. You guys see them go by. They're about yay big and made of god metal, and as they go through, it actually cuts the sky. Like, the
Sonic
sky...
boom.
No, yes, a sonic boom, but also the sky tears like a tapestry, leaving space in the area where they're going. They're about, fist diameter cones. And they're going away.
Yeah, this is a
They're not stopping.
Let's follow.
Regroup.
Yeah, this is bullshit. Leave. Run.
Yeah.
I still have an action.
So yeah, what it basically did is as you were pulling it apart, you saw its plating actually start to seal back and fuse back up. It has fast you.
Yeah.
And then it grabbed your hands that were inside of it, tried to pull you inside, and spiderweb spin you up in its gears and just feed you into itself.
Yeah, I don't
And
think I
then
want
you
to
wrestled free and got out of melee range. The 2 last players can go now.
I still have an action.
Cool.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Pull me closer, Tony Danza.
Attack of opportunity.
No.
Yeah, this was just a big no. There is no way we are dealing with this at the...
Ever.
Oh, you guys are clever. You've killed everything I've ever thrown at you in 3 years of game. This is no different. You'll be fine. Don't be a baby.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Every overbloated stat block I've ever thrown at you, you've totally crushed.
But not right now.
No,
Let's
not
put it
right
that
now,
way.
this moment. What's your action?
I'm just looking up the ability. I'm sorry, it's
Teleport?
yeah, I'm looking up the particular teleport I've got.
Which one?
Might.
You guys see that go down, by the way, and understand the power behind that.
Oh, excellent. Leap the moon.
Alright.
Literally anywhere within sight, no more than
10 miles per hour.
yeah, no, but that's how long you can use it to travel per hour, so 10 miles.
You just
Yeah,
Why?
I just jump,
Did
just
you
like
yoke yourself out of here?
yeah. I
Wouldn't
just
100 miles per hour flight be better? Because it would.
no. It's in one action. I literally move
Oh.
10 miles. So
Head start.
he's just going, and then yeah, I'm flying at 100 miles an hour, noping. the
Like
fuck
it
out.
cranes its neck and its whole body transforms to like face the way its head's facing, just shifting in and out of itself, and it's tracking you. What do you two slow members do?
Don't go to the city, you asshole!
No.
Hello, nice meeting you. Oh,
I should just fly to Noctis, just because.
do it. Unleash their super weapon.
Or fly to Unity.
I'm going to use Mind Shifter.
You're just gonna leave your body?
Yes. I have told them that they should throw me at it, but
Are you gonna explode still?
yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like I have that weapon that has
Here's a monkey,
keys
hug.
where if they
Yeah.
crash together. So if you throw me at it, it should do that.
Or I could throw myself at you so that I die really quickly.
Ooh, that's also.
Fusion, Steven Universe style, except you die. A
Ah,
doll, if you look at it too long, you die.
So-
Antiques Roadshow, $50.
I'll just use Terror of the Sky to flap my wings up and go 100 miles an hour and fly directly opposite to where it's looking at, I guess. Trying to.
Ooh, that's smart because it's probably gonna follow the guy that attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, its head is watching where Mark's going, and then like gears and machinery shift as a second head kind of peels itself from the first head, and it's tracking where you're going now. It looks like it's thinking.
Well, and since I have my broodlings around, they're small little dragons, I guess they're gonna attack it.
Are you gonna tell your broodlings to get it?
Yeah, to distract it.
Die for me!
No way, that's a way better than idea than
Blood
going
like
for this.
water.
All right, boys, come close.
Suicide pact.
Grabbing the Acerins. Do you want to get in on this?
Oh no, I'm gonna walk. It's fine. No, I just realized if it goes after them, they're bigger targets, so I can just walk.
Okay.
If I don't have to die, I'm not gonna die. That seems silly.
I mean,
Kind
smart.
of, it
but-
saves 2 damage of all the attacks.
All attacks, 2 damage.
So 2 damage total to it. From the broodlings just tearing into it.
I'm gonna drop the Acer, or not the Acer disguise, the Foss disguise, because that seems silly now.
It's at 91% hit points.
Really?
It heals 3 around.
So,
Okay, so you fly away. The broodlings are now swarming it, Sabaman style,
yeah.
Raditz style.
I'll also, I guess, launch myself at it before dropping out of my body.
Maybe the Acer's just gonna teleport away.
Oh yeah, if they can just teleport, they should just do that. I was just gonna blow them up with me so that they wouldn't be killed by this thing. I don't know if this thing eats souls. Some things eat souls.
Wait, can they teleport other people with them?
No, it's only 50 pounds plus 5 per level.
You
It's
slut!
20th level.
Oh.
You're really high level.
Can
You're
we actually?
It's too powerful.
Okay.
That's 3.0 now.
I'd be like, what
I'm
the
so
shit,
mad at you.
guys?
What the shit Acer is? Oh no, this is just like Maximum Overdrive! Hitting close on the elevator door in front of you guys. So you just leave your body and blow it up.
Yeah.
The Acerins will fly away in opposite directions with their flight spells. You flew away at a much faster pace, as did Mark. And you're just, what are you doing?
You still have the wing thing on me, don't you? You gave it to everyone? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, but he's kind of leaving the scene, so you gotta make use of it.
Yeah, he is. So I fly in the same direction.
The same direction as whom?
Mark, since that way I keep the wings. No, wait, actually, it's focusing on him. That's also
Yeah,
good.
let's go.
Why don't
Maybe
we
a
just,
third
like-
direction?
Why don't you just like go
Turn to
into the
vampiric
ground?
mist.
Yeah, or like turn into mist or something. Like
Sure. I'm
yeah.
gonna seep into the ground as mist.
Do it. I'll go wander with the ground and move through it.
Alright.
Like a gargoyle.
Okay, Mark, it's gonna shoot you 6 times before you get out of range.
Lovely.
Use that miracle, use that thing again.
Well, except that is this happening over multiple rounds?
No
Or-
one.
Oh. Yeah, I think I'll use the yet another point of effort. I think I've done like 2 or 3 now.
That's
fair.
what
It's fair.
And so only D21.
Hey, none of them were 20s.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, flying by you, these streaks of black hole spikes. Target out of range. Pursuing divine core. And it just kind of pulls itself back together and starts like moving its head around looking.
Those poor broodlings probably,
Oh yeah, the broodlings are on it. It hasn't really noticed. Like as they're like pulling and trying to attack it and stuff, its armor plating shifts open and like they're just being pulled in and blended up like a wood chipper.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's what they're there for, to clog out its gears.
I guess none of you are around to see it, or maybe, I don't know, one of you did. I don't know who stayed behind really and who didn't, but it turns its head back to the Elven Forest.
That's good.
That's
good.
fine. I'm okay with this.
Proceed.
Proceed. Okay, you outrun the great and noble deed. So in Final Fantasy VI, there's this monster called Master Chupon, and when you get in the airship, eventually, at random, you'll run into Master Chupon, and he is No! It's in Final Fantasy 4, maybe 6.
Every game with an airship has one of those random encounters.
Doomgaze.
Yeah.
You'll run into Doomgaze, who's way over-leveled, and he'll, like, insta-kill you if you don't kill him fast enough. He'll kill the whole party.
That's nice.
I put one in! It's the Gand! You let him out of his island!
We didn't.
Malblart!
We didn't do that.
Oh, didn't you?
Crimson did.
Malblart.
You just keep saying words, Devin. They don't mean anything.
All words do. All of them. So, are you gonna regroup somewhere, or just go your separate ways for a little while?
I'm eventually gonna go back to the city after I'm sure that it's gone. And that there's no trackers on me.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back to the city because I can just
Yeah, exactly.
my stored bodies.
After I'm pretty sure that I'm out of range, I'll send a text saying, "So, everyone's still alive?"
Confirm.
Yes. Bad emoji.
So that was a thing.
Okay, so just to clarify, Mark just sent a text asking if everyone was still alive. Do you want to reply?
Did you eat your phone again?
I think he doesn't use his phone anymore. So I don't know.
I'm pretty sure none of the thing, because according to Death Book, there's all of the goats basically are currently status mulch.
Yeah, they're gone.
They just changed the stats right before they died. It's complicated.
They changed their status updates. Before that, it's complicated.
Oh, bro. A selfie with it in the background.
Oh, goats.
Location.
Hey, you wanted to find Foss's session, right?
I guess. What was it? Just writing it?
No, you just found some of Foss. That was part of that was Foss, just lying around.
Bad part of Faust.
The Marquis also probably does have PR people constantly maintaining like fake social media sites for like all the gods that just make them more personable.
So, wanna try to find Faust now? See what he can help here?
Yes, that would be knowing some way of dealing with that would be.
Yeah.
Foss doesn't
advisable.
know how to deal with it. That's the entire story. He made it, and then he's like, oh shit, it's doing stuff I don't want, but I'm too weak to actually do anything about
I
it.
mean, Faust can stop it, but he might know something about it that we can use.
If just a little more experience and durability, I think we could potentially deal with it, but
Necron 4 might be able to locate him. I've been up on that mountain. So if he's anywhere where I've been,
Necron 4 heeds the call.
Where's Faust?
Does he have, what does Giflon do yet?
1 second, I'd have to dig up that
Dig up the stuff, continue talking about shit.
Yeah.
Did you guys want to go to Unity?
No.
no.
I have to make Dominion projects, start dealing with these things externally.
Those projects have resistance.
Yeah, exactly, resistance and shit like that I have to deal with.
Yeah. I thought we should like catalog all the problems we have so we can start checking them off with the minion.
So, should we call a great hunt against that thing, or find something else?
What, do you want to throw your worshippers at it? It'll mulch them.
I mean, if enough of them attack.
By the way, if it hit you with its stinging blades, both of them, it gets a rend against you.
Oh, of course, because it's...
Yeah, it's a rend.
And you know what? I imagine Acerine was the one who said, by the way, if that thing hits you...
You want to watch out. Don't let its two chainsaws hit you. You'll get its rend.
What a rand.
You know, claw, claw, bite, rend. Duh.
Oh, wait, it's a sun gift. I'll just look it up in here.
I think we definitely need an artifact or two to deal with that. Is there some sort of weapon we can craft, or...
I mean,
Faust was able to cage it.
Faust didn't do that.
Who did
The
that?
whole, I think, like the whole world banded together to do it, right? Yeah.
Faust might have been involved, getting us ordained blessings and stuff, so did Fui.
Necron4 isn't going to be able to help because his ability is called Sunlit Sight, and it is choose a place you've been that is currently lit directly by the sun.
You fucking played yourself!
So he's got a dial-up sound going on.
Necron 4 is
Luminescent.
shit out of luck.
Luminar satellites are offline, Lord.
Curse the sun. Curse it. It fucks me over again.
Moon!
well, you are the one. There might be one thing, I'm not sure how effective it will be. They pulled out of the pocket a giant golden heart. That's his size, so bigger for you guys. Well, this thing can do anything technically, but can't do it all the time. I'm not sure how effective it will be against the Gaunt.
No, you just had a kill everything heart in your pocket.
It's a wish granter. Don't you? It's a wish granter.
The fountain is for wishing.
Oh, a wish grant. The Marquis takes like 3 steps back. It's like, okay, make a wish. By all means.
Just going to say, like, wish or gesture and Acerine?
I mean, you probably didn't pay for the 9,000 experience point cost that's to go into creating a wondrous magic item. You have to multiply that into the gold cost.
No, see, the small magic, that's a different story. You can put like a cloth, like a chain link of little wooden rings. No, that's like a wishing fabric. You make those into little artifact that, mages can use, and you can do that to power stuff. I use that to power Direction now.
Use that to power what?
Direction.
What? Oh, dare! Okay, I thought you said I use that to power my erection now, and I was like,
A lot for Dare Show, all things considered.
right?
I mean, they asked for it. I mean, Mattia
I mean,
asked
yeah,
for it.
people ask for things, but when they're busy stabbing you in the side the whole time.
They didn't stab me.
Oh, well, not you specifically, but I mean, all those worshippers.
So dead.
He just shrugs it off. Okay.
I think it's something that I'd have to do with Mattiel, and since Mattiel's not here, then yeah.
Okay, then you don't respond to it at all. That's fine.
it's like... Well, yeah, this is a bigger thing than those small little wishing magics.
What is its limitations?
Well, haven't yet seen anyone.
DM fiat.
Well, it can. Was it a limitation that can accomplish anything but only the barest minimum of it or something? Like the.
It can accomplish anything, but things that are too big, it only gets by kind of the bare minimum.
Yeah. So, might not go all the way, but technically it should accomplish anything, and well, everybody gets one.
Well, then use your magical wish to wish the Tarrasque away, I guess.
Why?
A Trask?
It's not.
Whatever that thing was.
Oh, that was the great and noble deed.
Oh, right.
Again.
It's not.
Trask is something else altogether.
There's so many kill things around.
Oh,
I lose track.
It's not currently a threat to us, given its position.
it's apparently going to go attack the elven forest. I mean,
Which is just terrible. I've that's how sarcasm works, right?
No,
I did it right?
Sarcasm is anything.
you did, but usually there's more emphasis on it.
You have to be shittier about it. You'll learn. You'll all learn.
So we'll do something about the mortality thing.
So we should either go and visit
Faust.
or we should, if there's any other place to scavenge from that we were going to look for celestial parts from.
But you don't know where Faust is. His mountain is, like, gone.
Oh, he's a scout. He might be able to track him down. So we can go and do that.
Oh, do I real quick question. Do I have any blood or ichor on my hands from the cannon?
No, it didn't shear any of itself.
Okay, just thought I'd ask.
You didn't actually break any of it off. You ought to go catch one of those spikes.
I probably just went through the firmament and out into the nothingness, so...
Get it.
Get it!
But, yeah.
Pretty sure you can just call him. Like, not on a phone, but with rituals and his holy symbols and such.
Just make a
Do
huge...
some math.
Just go into a china shop, destroy everything, and that should be enough of a disaster to summon him.
Really, he likes math and stuff like that. Do like an equation of summoning. It should work, right? Like not to summon him, but to talk to him. He might be.
Seems reasonable.
Well, his worshippers certainly had rituals to, communicate with him, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, don't they like burn letters to him or something?
Oh, yes.
Is that a thing that they do?
What?
We're trying to figure out how to talk to Faust.
Find him. Worship him. Pray to him. Pray to your god.
Can't we like do like a ritual of math to talk to him like I just did with my son?
Yeah, your son's willing to talk to you because you're his mommy.
Yeah, but they were friends with him.
Yeah, they were
Frost.
friends. Find a frost worshiper.
Frost worshiper?
Find a frost worshiper.
Find some poor sucker worshipping the wrong god.
Who worships him?
Iconoclasts?
Oh, they don't count.
Don't worship him.
The slaves, maybe?
Who would worship him?
I don't know of anyone that does right now.
Would any future people worship him? That seems like folly, but,
Oh, I think weren't there like little farmy villages near
Weren't they setting it up as a joke? Yes. The Jolierites were going around and teaching people to worship certain things.
I don't mean that. I
As
mean near it's not called Necropolis.
Nocturnus?
Thank you. Near Nocturnus, there were like there used to be little farming villages, and they were actually like had buildings and such because they were far enough away from the Elven Forest. So if any of them survived, they probably would have worshipped Faust instead of Fui. Fui had fucked them entirely, so.
That certainly doesn't stop people from worshiping. I mean, he kind of gestures at how fucked the world is.
Yes, but they were specifically trampled upon by Fui's worshippers and such, and they moved all the way away and had buildings and like irrigation and stuff.
Do you want to risk approaching Nocturnus then?
I don't think Nocturnus is a big deal. It's just
Oh
it's
no,
just
not
undead.
to us. Just to
It's just undead. Like they don't. One guy there doesn't like him, and that guy might not even be existing anymore.
If
Fair.
you want, also, I can always just simply travel as a... I'm unlikely to be directly spotted as a bird.
whichever way. Let's just do this.
I mean, there's a process of tracking people, right? As long as you have, what, there's something?
If I taste someone's blood...
Ah, specifically blood.
I don't know if it would work with creatures that don't have blood. I'm guessing not.
If
I'm
they
sure
have
he
oil,
bleeds.
it might work. But
I don't think we've cycled on Faust's tit or something.
Okay, so I guess we go visit the farming villages outside of Noctis.
Nocturnus.
Nocturnus.
One word. Alright, you guys all together as a group decide to go and hang out by Nocturnus.
I'm a bird.
You're a bird. What about you all other people? And we're back. What are you guys up to?
We're going to a village next to Nocturnus to find some false worshippers.
If there are any.
Yeah.
It's the only place I could think of, and it's still relatively green compared to,
Nice to
you
know.
know,
Maybe that's radiation.
over here.
You gotta show me the map with your goddamn hands so I can look at it.
Still trying to be Boston.
I'm not being bossy, Nicole.
Your talent is showing.
Yeah, no, it's green. Look, it's even freezing because the world's cooling down at the tips. It's froxing over.
That really sucks for people who have blood flowing through their veins.
Alright, so how are you guys getting there? You just flying in the sky with your Birdman?
I mean, remember what happened last time we did that? Not 10 minutes ago?
Oh, that's right, a palanquin.
You have your servants carry you.
Sure, Xerxes style.
Alright, you guys go over land. It takes some time.
I'm gonna take my 18-wheeler.
You guys go over land. It takes some time. Imagine the 18-wheeler's a Lego Rock Raider drill toy set.
I mean,
The drills on
basically.
the front.
Why wouldn't it be? There's rubble everywhere.
It's like a little Snowpiercer, except it's Rockpiercer.
Yeah, Lego Rock Raiders. Google it. There's a cool RTS and a good toy set. Alright, you beeline to the Nocturnus area. It's a small subcontinent separated by mountains that had lush farmland networked together by Nocturnian towers and run by the dead and advancements and kind of isolated from the rest of the world because it didn't have a lot of problems.
Well, the whole world has problems.
When you get there, there's still remnants of foliage here and there that are being choked and dying off because, again, no sunlight, guys, so, you know, that's happening. You can see that snow is settling in all on the corners, like you're near the edge of the world, so all the water's frozen and the freezing is reaching its way over to the mainland. And good large chunks of the land look kind of weird. Like the mountains are like trapezoids and smooth. Some of the canyons have been straightened. There are rivers that are just, perfectly right angled now.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. This was rather close to where the Gand was being held prisoner.
Oh, so
As close as anywhere else?
sorry, you're looking at the map. So
Oh yeah. I was
There's cube bodies everywhere, and little fractal bits of people and armies. Craters in the ground that are now like perfect, hex grids. Like explosion craters. Leading up to what looks like a rather large tiered undead arcology city. So it's a bunch of spires that hold up a series of 3 plates, and the plates support a dome around it. The dome has been cracked and blown open. Some of the plates are shattered. There is miasma pouring out of it constantly that you recognize as Dark Energon, the marquee.
Oh.
Yeah, and you see the pulsing, almost hell-like strobe light of the Nocturnian Power Core, which they, brought with them when they went back in time. They weren't going to leave it alone.
Back in time where we could forget about it, like all things.
Yeah, they brought the Power Core back with them.
It was like a giant garbage heap. We could have just left things there and forgotten about them.
Nope, they brought it back because they need to retap it for power. So it's producing a steady amount of raw dark energon into the area, making undead stronger and killing off the land.
No, no.
That's not good.
This is a tragedy. Marquis says, kind of, flexing a bit. It's like, yes, okay.
There are people with many layers of coats on that have like hunting tools and stuff that are like walking around near snowmobiles and like moose that they've tied to the snowmobiles to drag them. They're just like, out and about foraging. They're picking over bodies. As your 18-wheeler bursts through the mountain.
Let me drive a van into your heart.
Doing wheelies around in their gardens and whatnot. Knocking over buildings.
fucking lord.
I figured it would be slammed in the back of my Dracula, but
Yeah, this area is full of roaming dead, by the way. There's just roaming zombies all over the place, and ghouls and not goblins, but undead monsters. Like, you see, ghouls and bone-siders and, zombies and vargui, which are severed heads that turn into Golbat-like mouths with bat wings on the side of their heads that fly around drinking blood until your head falls off and you become a Vargui. They're very stupid.
Gonna make the mindless ones bow to me as I get out, or kneel to me rather,
They do that.
because constant power over lesser undead.
Yeah, they all do that. They all do that.
I think it would be a bat. It should be.
It looks like Golbat, the Pokemon, because it's like a head with a big fucking mouth with wings on it.
Yes, even the control of your bird powers, probably the things overlap. So you can, probably.
You guys arrive. You're here. There's people around you. Unless you want to like bypass these people and go straight to the city.
Bag of silvers for whoever worships Faust. Devoutly.
And they start speaking in sign language.
In what? I'm sorry?
Sign language.
Okay. I
their
thought you
hands.
said something else, and I was like,
Slut language?
sand language.
Oh, no!
Also,
No!
I couldn't even understand.
Mark, no, we're in North America now.
I couldn't even get what you were trying to get at. I was like,
Yeah.
sign
also
language.
silver has no meaning to anything. It's like you can't use it in the city at all. It's just,
I'm gonna sign language back to them because I'm really, really smart.
Okay.
What are they saying though?
We don't understand what you're saying. We're going to sign language at you and hopefully you'll pick it up.
I'm gonna reply, we're looking for followers of Faust.
Often wrong?
Yes.
Yes, they have a priest of Offenrong in their community.
there we go.
Please bring us to him. Kiki!
I actually don't have anything left me understand other languages.
You son of a bitch.
Probably some
Oh wait,
updated
no,
powers.
never mind. Was I visited a city? I can speak their language, understand their local
Village.
inhabitants.
You have to go to the
More like a
international-
community. So they're the remnants of a battle walker, which is exactly what it sounds like, an AT-AT or an ATST, that has fallen over and been covered in zombies that have been impaled on it and shredded, that have frozen over, and they've like cut open the stomach and have turned it into a small little like 30-person community.
Nice.
Huh. I really need to pay attention to my major gifts, like the natural ones that come with each thing, like the cities. If I go somewhere, even after I leave, I still am kept up to date on all major events and shit like that.
That's really cool.
Nice.
And it updates over time, so even if I leave, I keep knowing.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go to the priest.
Yeah, you'll quickly find that the hunters don't speak because they are part of a caste of people in the original city that weren't allowed to speak, and they go out and hunt because they won't make noise to attract the Death Walkers.
There's a Death Walkers.
No, not a deaf James Dean, like in Switched at Birth.
Like 80 walkers, but death walkers.
I'm killing them. I'm dying.
Oh no.
All right, you're here. You're inside their little community. They're looking at you with curiosity and hunger in their eyes.
Here's some food.
What do you give them for food?
I don't know. Whatever fertility.
Yogurt. Fucking gushers.
Hamburgers.
Fruits, I guess.
I'll give them some honey.
No.
Honey with apples, hell yeah. That's
Land of
really
milk
good.
and honey.
Want some milk.
Ah, you made it.
Ah! Yeah! Oh.
You get the hell out
In this world.
in front of my wife.
You have to nurture the children. Goat milk.
Let's not involve children in this whatsoever.
Deboarded off of YouTube or iTunes.
Alright, so yeah, we give them food.
Hooray! They're eating again. Yay! There's small explosions in the background near the city, and there's like a kind of hazy, almost like grass field wave of like soldiers and stuff.
Clearing up the area, I guess. Fighting off incursions.
The war
What war?
between the prophet and the city.
Who's the prophet?
Prophet showed up.
It. Okay. That's always a good sign.
We're waiting for the heroes to come. The Moon Children.
I've always been
Is
to the
that-
moon,
Is
yes.
that anything you've named your scouts? That sounds like a scout thing.
I mean, we've been to the moon.
I mean, I was assuming they meant vampires. neighbours.
So this bat is texting in a cell phone. I think they mean those heroes.
Well, they're not moon children, are they? They're like. Anyways,
Anyone can
take
name
us to the
themselves anything.
take us to the thing of Foss, please.
Or die.
Now.
All right, in the back, like near the cockpit or whatever, we're like there, or not the cockpit, near the engine, kind of in the back of it. Yeah, there's Owen. She's shaved her head. She has geometric tattoos all over her body, almost like snakeskin. One of her hands is cradled in crystal that seems to be alive and covering, like you can see her hand on the inside. She has like symbols around her neck and stuff, and like technology she's wearing on her, like tools and like access tools.
Greetings.
Hello, I am often wrong, Linda.
That's always a good start.
So what happened around here? Did the Gaunt come with all that?
Yes, the temptation of Faust arrived after the calamity. The Nocturnian, the FEN military seemed to have drove it off.
That's quite an accomplishment.
At great cost. We lost 7 of these satellite bounty cities. The death toll was in the a number that cannot be counted. 10 people.
100.
You bitch.
11.
Something was mentioned about a war between the Prophet and the city.
The death and the destruction of the undeath and the release of Dark Energon after the calamity called up a Prophet of the Void.
Prophet of the Void. Care to clarify on that?
I only know what my text file. I only know what my README files tell me. When there's enough death and damage in the area, so it brings up like a data slate that has like fragments of like information written on like sheets of crystal that it kind of cycles through. It's like when enough death and destruction and dark energon in an area, a prophet of the void may be called up from the abyss.
A troll, maybe a greater troll.
Yeah.
Message to everyone. Is it the thing that was powering those engines?
No. The children of Caparaka are the slaughter makers. They have a different designation in the holy readmes.
You have like networking. You could probably just read through all
Yeah,
of
I'm
it,
just gonna
put it
read
together.
through and see if I can figure out what it is.
Well, okay, so all the iconography and data in there points to some sort of powerful, what's the word I'm looking for? Avatar of Hal wearing a stone vampire mask.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, that's lich.
what could that be?
So he came
The
in.
Winterborn thing.
Is fighting with these guys? Is that what I said?
Yes, a creature wearing the mask of Winterborn showed up and laid siege to Nocturnus and started just ripping it apart.
Okay.
And who are the Moon Children?
That's not in the README file. It's just something they talk about.
Oh.
They're heroes. They slew. They fought prophets of the void before and slain them and cast them back into oblivion. And they have weapons anointed by the sun and the moon and by Fui and Faust and by the gods of old. The future past gods. The never made.
Oh.
Okay. So that's all fine and good.
That sounds like a thing that's being dealt with. Onto the topic at hand, though. Faust. Often wrong.
Father of 3.
Well, yeah.
The first, the worst, and the last. And she says last with a very final implication in her language.
Has he made that already?
When he does, it will be
Oh yeah,
the
future.
last. You can't really tell if she's future people. That's the worst thing.
Oh, they might have picked up scripture from like the
Exactly.
city itself. Yeah.
When it comes, it will be. And she just makes like a referee. The last.
Damn right, it will be.
Well, we live in by Mount Impossible, and after the calamity, it's gone, and that's where Faust used to be. Do you
Foss has many forges, and she like looks at like points to, like etchings she's made in the wall and stuff, and like cave drawings. They change with his whims and his moods. Often wrong, never stays in one place long.
I mean, he's been there for like decades.
What is a
decades
decade
to
to
a
a god? You both say it at the same goddamn time! You literally both say it at the same time!
We'd like to speak with him.
Simply gaze upon any of the works of steel and refinement, and you'll be able to communicate with his vast plan.
Do you have any ways to directly communicate with your god?
She like starts going through her slate.
You
Commune
can
with
read
D
it.
is a 7th level cleric spell.
Okay. Can
If
you
I
just...
could get a scroll of it.
Oh, look at Ace. Oh, he's not a cleric. He doesn't.
I'm not a cleric,
Do we any of us have clerics? Not that strong, really.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
you would. Your clerics are. Your followers are.
We tried this. You can't really write scrolls for different classes from a different divinity. It'd be a scroll of communicate with Thea.
Oh, good point.
Okay. Could you just pray to Foss and let him know that we will chat?
What future society was the most prominent worshipper of Often Wrong?
Oh, the future barbarians were a heretical people. Heavy in brow with hubris, mighty in fist with steel.
Because if we went to pester them, they might have a scroll.
But there was one society, and she points to like old sketches of his holy symbol and like things that descended from him. One descends to a smiley face.
Yeah.
There was one people that worshipped his son.
That went over so well.
I guess we could go to them.
Can't just shove this woman full of experience with a celestial shard.
I mean, do you have a celestial shard on hand?
I mean, we do. We have a few. Do you want to shove it into this woman? No, wait, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to find Faust.
I don't want to do this!
This isn't my problem.
I don't know, if only had a wishing fountain.
Oh, wait.
A Chubo's marvelous wish-granting nightmare, incomparable nightmare engine.
Well, I don't know, isn't me a one?
You don't get a wish, she gets a wish. Everyone
Ah.
who holds it gets one. You know that, you piece of shit.
Yes, but isn't that like, oh, if mortals attune themselves to
Oh, yeah,
artifacts?
definitely. Give it to her.
Sure.
Alright. Are you going to explain to her what it is? This divine artifact she can recognize because she has Sense Divinity as a first-level cantrip?
Well, if you'd like to become stronger, we have ways of it. A wish granter, your heart's desire.
The Marquis takes a lot of steps back. She knows.
Yeah.
Alright, she's going to grab it. It's like, so I could commune with Faust and become more powerful?
Yes?
I wish I could blow up in power. Splatters all across you guys.
Well, that didn't go well. On to Julia's, I guess.
Her crystal hand's kind of spinning on the floor like on its back. Not with the middle finger up, with like its pointing finger up, and then it kind of just like snaps forward on its fingers, moving around like Cousin It or Thing from Adam's Family, the hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
It starts walking in a direction.
Oh, there we go. Look at it go.
Do we want to follow his hand?
Yes.
I mean, it's false worshipper, so I guess it'll be returning back to its maker. Sounds good.
Oh, that's not where they go.
I wish I could blow up in power.
So, were there other people in the room when this happened?
Oh yeah!
Okay, good. Because if there weren't, then look at we just walked in and killed her.
Grab them.
You did! You gave her a bomb and she blew up!
We didn't give her a bomb.
You gave her an incomparable nightmare engine!
That's probably its flaw, is that makes people think from that, that when you're standing at a cliff and you're like, I could just jump off right. It's that.
They're not wishing for death, she wanted to blow up in power.
She just
The most
phrased it
destructive way
stupidly.
Oh, don't insult the royal.
I think even like a jerk genie would be like, really? You want to blow up in power?
This happens in Adventure Time if you're not aware. There's these little tiny stupid soldiers and they all get a wish. And all I have to do is wish, there's 3 of them. They all have to wish for 2 things and everyone gets a wish and everyone gets fine and it solves the entire episode. And it's like, so all you gotta do is do this. And he's like, you got it. I wish I could blow up. I mean, get big.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing Peter did in a game where they got a wishing engine. He was like, he wanted to explode. For various reasons that don't matter.
With power. Primordial power.
Yeah, I wish you... Yeah. Yeah, I have a talk on if you have that exalted reference.
So
It's crawling away! Look at it go!
Yeah.
It might not be powered by divine power. It might just be because this place is filled with undead.
It's clearly giving off like a divine fucking anima banner.
I guess I'll take that, world script that has of places of false worship, just fold it up.
See what fold that wall up, fold it up into a fucking roll up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, if it falls in one of those directions, I guess we know where it's going the right
We could
direction.
probably piece her back together, but I think this is what she wants.
I'm going to just, look horrified and be like, oh no, I'm so sorry that happened to her, guys, to her people.
Anyone else
And
wants
then
a
we're
wish?
gonna be like, we gotta go.
I'm so sorry that happened to your community. We gotta go now, bye!
I have the power to bring her
beautiful-
back, but I'm not.
Have a beautiful time on the other side of this door as you close the door on them.
Because one of the things with the house is that people want to use it and so on, and the cost to them.
Oh wait, would
Yeah.
you like to move to a city that isn't constantly under attack?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Worship someone who's not rubbish.
Yeah, would you like to worship us?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Get in the 18-wheeler.
It just now occurred to me. I'm like, oh wait,
Yeah, the party.
this is literally the
Are you
thing.
gonna give them the wishing engine?
Do not!
No.
Marky just
Sorry.
opens he just opens the back of the 18-wheeler. Everyone in who wants to live in a city.
Everyone in who wants to get back to plumbing and not using vanishing magic to where they
Everyone get into the magical. Everyone get into the magical explodey people's
See, in
van.
Nocturnus-
We have candy.
Because they're so undead skilled, they don't have access to plumbing. What they did instead is they have undead and they'll follow them around. So they just do gobble it up where they stand. World building.
Something worse than digging your goblins. Shitty people.
So we steal everyone from this village.
This is AT-AT. And you drive off following the hand.
Yeah.
Alright, a time is gonna pass.
We keep driving too fast. I'm going to stop, waiting for it to
It's
keep
like a
going.
fucking follow quest.
I mean, you could upgrade it with your engineering to make it faster.
It's
You want
funnier this way.
jetpacks.
You're just kind of idling on, rumbling on.
Every time he hits the brakes, everyone jostles forward.
Just remaining in bat form, I should use the might thing to pick up a small building and just fly as this tiny little bat carrying the damn ATV.
It's going to keep going. Oh, look, it's going. It's pointing.
A couple months later,
Ooh, Dominion.
They're all dead in the
Just
back.
kidding. Yeah.
months in the
Yeah,
abstract
yeah,
sense, you
I'm
piece of
kidding.
shit.
They're all fucking dead. They just up in the back. We forget about them. We rolled up the window.
Fertility.
They were whining, so we rolled up the window.
You rolled it down and let all the smog in. You guys are assholes.
So we don't kill them, just to clarify.
I mean, just a
There's a
handful.
bunch of henge of metal out in a small clearing in between some mountain passes. It's a metal henge.
What the fuck's a henge?
Alright?
Like Stone
Well, it's a
Age.
stone henge.
Oh, okay. That's not even a word.
A metal henge made of metal, iron and brass and bronze and sterling silver and
And
platinum. With, like forged rivulets carved all through it, so like molten metal can go through, and it's in weird, not circuitry patterns, but very analog machine kind of like, this is like a thing for a furnace to work at. They're big, these are like bigger than Stonehenge henges, made of metal. And in the middle is a forge, like in the ground, with like bubbling cauldron of metal, and there's a dude naked as the day he was made with a stick pouring around in there, and if any of your mortal worshippers look at them, they will instantly die.
So the truck explodes.
Activate the tinted windows.
Alright, the hand walks right up to where he is, walks right into the lava, and is gone.
Well, we're here. Marquini makes no move to get out of the vehicle.
Oh, as Jason leaves, I guess.
Alright.
Hey, fast.
He looks at the hand, the little pitter-patter marks the hand made as it walked in. Wishing engine.
Yeah, it's convenient.
That's That's not convenient.
You piece of shit!
Hey, we wanted to meet you.
Didn't have a
and-
scroll of commune on hand, eh?
No,
Not for you.
there are not many clerics around, unfortunately.
Note to self: clerics.
Clerics of all religions.
He's just like, he's using a big ladle to kind of stir up the molten metal.
So, we ran the gaunt recently.
Just wind socking in the open.
What?
He's naked.
Oh.
That's why people explode when they see him.
Dong.
For some reason I pictured
Dongledore stands before him.
Fine, I guess we're all doing it. He just gets naked? Nah.
Oh god, everyone's dongs out, no.
So, we ran the gaunt recently. It wasn't
What was that word?
great and noble deed.
Yes, I know my work. Yes, of course.
Wow, you really did make it really strong.
It's perfect. It's the first thing to ever move.
Yeah. So, we're looking into a way possibly dismantling it in the future, in case, it runs into us and tries to kill us, I guess.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
What about trapping it? Of course, I'm speaking to him in bat, but I'm assuming fast.
What about trapping it? You saying that? Such a thing can be trapped. It was done before. Fui and I and an alliance of beings, of thinking beings, sealed it away.
It's like you're saying beans. Just a bunch of little beans.
For him, it might as well
They're
be.
really smart.
They're barely sentient.
We trapped it in a loop of space and time.
Yeah. So I guess the world going awry stopped that.
Well, a mountain fell on the things that were doing it.
Was the mountain possible?
What? No, just...
Any mountain, okay. Huh.
So it's loose.
Yeah.
Yes. A mountain fell on the things that I used to keep it in a loop, and now it's loose.
Fighting it seems like it does not to work very well.
Didn't work very well for the last that tried. Indestructible. Perfect in every way. I know my domain. Something not even Fui could match. She tried. She made a nightmare engine. It did not last.
What was it?
It was a tantrum beast of hers. It died again and again and again and again and again and again and again until my creation grew, I don't know, maybe tired, itchy, and moved on to a more productive task. It was a stalemate for some years before it finally just stopped attempting.
Interesting. So I'm guessing the only way to contain it would be to put it back where it came from, I guess.
I suppose. It has peculiarities of its design. It does things that do not seem inherently perfect at first glance, but I'm sure there's a greater design to it. I work in mysterious ways and wheels within wheels.
Hashtag humble brag.
The windows have to be rolled up for a bit while the Marquis composes himself.
Wheels within wheels. A being such as I works on so many metaphysical levels that it can be sometimes hard to anticipate the end goal of my plans. From certain perspectives. Which is why this project will, of course, be the final word in this legacy.
Never to end all.
No more talk of the two of Faust's failures, for sure.
We just run him over where we are now, repeatedly.
Do you want to enter combat now?
We could stop him before he does this.
Would my understanding of your great and noble deed is that it constantly tries to right things that make it itchy, as she says. Could we build a device that continually makes itchy things?
That was attempted. It understood the futility of its Sisyphean cage and overrode it. The cage could not keep up with its perfection and ran out of infinity. He gave it an infinite ladder to climb, and it just climbed it.
Possible to kill reptile.
That's what Fui made. An impossible to kill the reptile. That's just the Trask. Like, the SCPs aren't that unique.
Yeah.
The 626 is just Godzilla / the Trask. Fui made that, and it's like, get it. And it's like, oh, it got. I thought it was going to get it, but it got.
I don't suppose there's some way of making it not interested in coming towards our way. I know, having a giant moat of perfect symmetry that...
Its actions... It has calculus to its actions and computations to its design and outputs to its internal machinery that aren't quite predictable. It doesn't work on the same level as you do and things here. You won't be able to understand it. But I have an idea that it's looking for something like it, or maybe something like me.
We've seen it go to the Hyper Forest, so maybe it's pursuing some other...
the pinnacle. Yes.
So he's pursuing some other...
Fui's little abominations. Fui's zookeepers.
Yeah.
He doesn't say zookeepers, so Fui's keepers. They make sure she's well fed, her coat is trimmed, and her wood lacquered. She's a very good god, a pretty god.
Fucking food.
They make sure that she's nice and happy and oh so pretty. Yes, she is.
Getting slave dad flashbacks here.
I guess of all the things that are living, those would be the closest to perfection, quote unquote.
Yes, it took an alliance of them to hold it at bay last time.
Yeah.
They were unified.
Well,
They all seem to have gone a little bit peculiar.
I never dissected any of them, so I don't really know how they work. I'm sure they're acting as they should act. Nothing's really changed for them.
wow. They got some
Often wrong.
taste of Texan Mele's torment.
That lane.
In Caparaka, one
I
of
don't know.
those.
It's not my domain. I don't care.
Fair enough.
Just I don't fucking care. Not one fucking bit. Not relevant.
Feedback loop to hell.
Yes, that sounds like an excellent name for whatever you're making. Very good. Feedback loop to hell.
Fit anywhere.
Well, that's essentially what was done, is it not?
Yeah.
He's like taking that big fucking long wooden brass tipped spoon he has and he kind of just puts it in the sky a bit and one of the stars disappears. He just kind of dips that into the pond.
Hey, Faust. I call from sitting on top of the 18-wheeler.
Yes, abomination child.
Could you fix the sky? That sounds like something that's well within your domain.
I don't understand what you mean by fixing it.
Oh, there's holes in it.
I'm sure those will heal naturally.
Alright, whatever, you do you.
I will. One more time.
Can you heal the
The
skin
last
chest
time.
wound? It'll heal itself.
The last time. One more time.
There's no point in trying to convince them of the heat. They don't listen.
Anything else about the things?
You'll have to trap it if you wish to cease its perfect calculations.
I suppose.
It's reality adjusting abacus systems.
Marty kind of leans out the window and calls out, it's like, we'll just find the machines that trapped it, we'll fix it ourselves, and we'll stuff it in again, it's fine. Or we'll look at the designs and do something better.
Most likely.
Shouldn't be difficult.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, with you here.
You know, a real engineer.
It's like a little ball of metal with like that's black and kind of clear, like obsidian, with like tiny little stars in it. Just kind of juggling it. All right.
The way forward, do you know of any tomb realms, something like Epistle, but smaller and less populated?
I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't care. Is it the Epistle?
No? Like stuff that came before Epistle? Or stuff
Isn't the world called Thea? I mean, Fui? Why do people
No.
call it the... That's not really what people call it, is it?
It's a name for the world.
Okay.
Like in the if this setting took place in Sigil, the Sigil Registry would call it the Evicting Epistle.
If you're
The story that kicks out its cast members.
Huh.
A place people flee.
I was thinking about...
You have the mad with you. The ones that he's like just juggling this thing across his face. He's doing it, like just kind of looking at it, shaping it with his hands. You have the mad with you, those that seek to mount their own destiny. What did they do last time?
They went out and scavenged everything that was an Epistle, and then the Epistle.
Well, if that's what stopped the great noble deed, then go do that.
Oh.
Oh, I don't...
No, I mean...
How did they get rid of it last time? Do you know?
How did they get rid of it last time?
Oh, they fought it in melee combat till it died. It not being able to be hurt is bullshit. Big fucking bullshit.
That was before rocket launchers were invented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
You need-
fist fought it.
we basically need numbers. If everyone attacked at once, like a fucking army of, I don't know, 1,000 people, we could probably bring it down fairly quickly.
I mean, if the forces of Nocturnus were able to repel it at great cost, as mentioned.
Just throw your bird people at it. You've got a lot of those, and they're all
Also, the
uniquely heroic in their own ways.
also the goats are strong too,
And the goats,
and they're very fertile. So
they probably held their own for a fair bit before being ground down into paste. So, I mean,
It
a
only has
combined
36 tacks around.
So we just need like a couple hundreds of individual heroes.
just keep throwing them at him.
Theoretically, there's also gifts could be used as miracles to protect our troops or give them a few rounds.
I mean, it's easier to just throw more people at it. Costs you less effort. We need that effort for smites.
I can't be quite as...
Bird people are far
Cavalier.
less disposable. They don't breed in quite the way the goats do.
Would you like them to breed like the goats?
Please don't.
Like 37 eggs.
Don't tempt me.
Which is a lot for a bird.
37. They exalt 37 dragon blood a day, which is a lot for a Blessed Isle.
Oh god. Breeding camps all over.
The breeding cat manses. It's a battle.
I'm just saying, if we have the numbers, which we don't right now, but if we eventually do, we'd have to kill it and win an attack. If we retreated with great casualties,
It would be terrible.
Yes. Maybe we'll luck out and the Hyper Elves will take it down. It likely was driven there by their imperfections.
also maybe revenge.
Possibly revenge.
I'd be curious to see what the Gand would do in that giant hole.
It's just a hole that would fly up. It's just a hole.
No,
I
I
mean,
think
I'd
he
try
meant
and
like to
fix
go
it.
to hell.
Oh,
Into Capraga Small.
it'd probably just float over and go back straight and things. Probably make it a nice smooth cylinder.
I mean, just send it into hell, so to send it into hell.
Like, what if it would probably just fly back?
Keep on going to hell. That'll be fun.
Go to hell. It'll be fine. No.
The hell's so itchy. You go fix the itchy. They're more uneven than us.
I mean, I think it cares more about the epistle itself than what lies outside of it.
That makes sense. I mean, like...
Let's switch the labels around.
That's Faust's thing, so...
Huh. So I guess there's no
So
way.
I think we just beat the hell out of it.
It's smarter than trapping it. Trapping it simply means that in 1,000 years it could break out again.
Could we break out the that machine that we spent so much time building?
The airship, Mattiel's airship.
Yes, or build another more war-focused one if that won't work.
You just do that.
Yeah. Man an airship, fill it with troops, send them out. I'll build ships myself,
Shoot it
smaller attack
constantly
ships.
over and over and over again.
That's the thing. We don't need a grand strategic plan. We need to kill it. Shoot it repeatedly until it's dead.
I mean,
Then
Yeah.
harvest it for parts.
The original story goes, if I remember it correctly, and this was the game I don't think I was even in. Was
You don't think you're, but you don't actually know.
I don't know if I'm gonna remember anymore. A wizard who was really underleveled because he had the Lich template. A 21st level goblin fighter, so the worst class in the game. I want to say a rogue in 3.0, so it couldn't do sneak attack damage to it.
It's construct.
Because construct in 3.0. And I want to say a psionicist. 4 of them got into a fight with it and yeeted it into the dead books.
So,
Yode it onto their equipment sheet as scrap metal.
if you built a bunch of
Heroes.
not necessarily heroes, but a bunch of machines of
War.
war,
Mm-hmm.
like robots, then I could network across all of them and control them all at once, and that way it has less casualties. We still want to send more people too, but this way there's ones that don't have actual casualties in there.
The ships would act as front line while your birdmen and your goats attacked from behind, perhaps.
I was thinking about a troop that could fire from the distance. There's bow magic around that you can, as long as you know where something is, you can fire at it really hard. So if you knew stuff with Thea's network, you would just keep pummeling it from the distance. As long as it didn't fire back, should be fine.
Possibly. If I could coordinate that with Necron 4 once the sun is out again, we would constantly know where it is in relation to...
I mean, doesn't Thea's network able to track you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's only where my network is spread, and it has been severely damaged.
All living things of the planet died. All plants are gone. Except for what Peter's been putting back.
Loads.
The mushrooms are still around and shit.
They're not growing super
Yeah,
fast.
but they're not required for the sun. Like, the sun doesn't need sun, so it's fine.
Yeah, but
You need places to
fire
grow.
and
No, yeah.
lava.
Exactly. There's still fire and lava everywhere, so it's been fucked.
It's much slower. If fucking fertility god and you work together, we're a miracle and you could take over the north.
If we concentrate on infrastructure for a while, we should be able to have what it takes to take it down.
You said you wanted to scavenge. Now that the Great Noble Deed is not contained within those things, there should be some salvage there.
Actually, that's a good point, and I would feel more confident if I was a little bit more protected.
We might find something equivalent to its bane there, yes.
That's true too.
Things
Doesn't
that
have
would-
a bane, it's perfect.
Also,
Oh, yes, I'm sure. Okay.
Also, celestial shards.
What was it? What was that?
Money, please.
What was that god hand spear thing from the gaunt that was around there?
God hand gong spear formed the god.
Yes.
Do you mean that the
Look,
hand
I know
of
you're
the,
trying to imitate me,
I think-
but
I
I
think-
say nonsense.
the hand of the
I think I
Gand?
saw that on Gone movie one time.
Are you talking
The
about?
Gand key.
Yeah, the hand of the Gand. This is what you're talking about, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
The Gahand.
The thing that we're supposed to, I don't know, bring somewhere, Elder Guard. Someone asked us about it somewhere.
Doesn't matter.
That
because
was
the
so-and-so
NPC
number,
quest makers are
wasn't
dead.
it?
No, I mean,
Oh, they're all kind of bleeding together.
same epistle, different settings. But it also came up here. I was like, oh, so you're talking about that god hand? We're in stuff about numbers.
Yeah, they found a key. They found a secret in the pyramid they brought back with them, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Something like
And
that.
the Joliarite has it. The Joliar has it,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's on his
The
hand.
Joliar god, yeah.
Yeah, it's on his hand. He has the Gand hand. On
Well-
his hand. On his Joliar hand. Gand hand. Malblart.
Give us the Infinity
It's a-
Gauntlet. Punch.
It's a
punch,
blah,
punch.
blah, blah, blah bomb.
So yes, that. I love Gant's cage.
The
Was there more pieces to it?
invincible god hand, god spear of the god.
Malblart Flesh Mart.
That was from the future.
No, there was
no.
something in the past as well.
Hmm?
There was something in this setting about that.
Joliar right now, I think, if I remember the last game we played, has it on his hand. His Joliar hand. He has the Gand hand.
Yeah, and that's from the future. It's not from now.
Is it from the future, or did they find it in the temple here? I think they said. They found a secret they kept from Shemzeroth, I think they were saying.
Yeah, and they also wanted us to go back into the temple and do something.
I guess. I don't remember what it was. That was months ago.
I think we should go to that island. I think that would be, and take the machines. We might as well. It seems like likely to be.
We might as well steal, yes.
Because
We've
I'll
dropped off
bet you
the
if we
people in our
don't, the
city,
iconoclast will pick it
right?
You
up.
haven't gone back to your city yet. You had to follow the hand.
Oh wait, we're still sitting in front of Foss.
You're sitting in front of Foss. You had to follow
Yes.
the Foss hand to talk about the hand Gand and Joliar's hand.
So,
The Jan.
I know enough about this setting to know what he's doing.
Mhm.
What is he doing?
Are we just... I mean...
For now, I don't really feel like getting into a big fight. I've been drinking from these people. I've vaporized like half of them. to save on food. You know,
He
when-
has infinite food!
to save on food.
You say your bloated tummy.
like a mosquito.
I'm a full leech.
Okay, well, yeah. It's going to be in the world once he's done.
Oh yeah, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it.
Marquis Blood blog.
Is he doing a bit?
Don't know.
Ah.
I'm dying in a
So-
tank in the garage.
I guess they're like thought to know about any other realms, proper.
No, he's the
realms.
god of fucking the Epistle.
So I guess
Fucking good.
So I guess we should be talking with the future people about realms.
Shocker. Yes, you should be talking to future people about future shit, like fucking interdimensional travel.
Okay.
Not the cavemen, Peter.
I don't know. Maybe he's been around so long that
Oh, why don't you go talk to fucking the merchant?
Merchant?
He came from another world, a tiny world. He came from a teeny world.
You mean
The souls
the
met on the
Nemesis.
moon.
The Nemesis.
Moon Man, Merchant Man.
Nemesis.
Remember you condemned several of your followers to hell?
Nemesis, Merchant Saint.
Yes.
His house pretty nice. It's just building a
The
house.
quite
For like
hell.
60 years.
Where you go
Something
out
like
Yeah,
and
like
crafts.
30 years tops.
Yeah, like
you're
once
done.
the house is built, you can just
You just leave,
leave or
you're
like
fine.
live,
Then
in
you
the,
die and
live
go
in the
back.
house, whatever. Like,
It's arts and crafts land.
Yeah. It's just an
You
old
have to get a bit sober, but that's fine.
Your punishment is to make macrame.
macrame.
Macaroni
Yeah, the
and
merchant's
cheese.
hell is you
Please.
just have to hang out at an old folks' home that doesn't serve wine.
Basically, yeah. It's
Oh, no.
true hell for them.
I mean,
Dark Saint, Soft Saint.
just a few first week of the wars, you know, when you get the withdrawal.
They pull a can out of the fridge. It's like, what the fuck is this? Near beer?
he only has mixers?
Okay, no, they go into the fridge and pull out a full drink of OJ. He only has drink mix.
That's what I just said.
You have to highlight that it's orange juice though.
Yeah.
He only has Bailey cream. It's a fucking thing of milk.
International delights.
Well, I guess we can go and scavenge then.
I guess we can leave him alone. That
You
is-
back up your fucking
Thanks,
Mako
Matt.
from Mass Effect.
You need some more metal, Foss?
Does it like fly up every time you...
An 18-wheeler's a semi, by the way. He's been driving a semi around. It's just that the trunk
I just
itself-
assumed it had 18 wheels on it.
It does.
Like not like just anywhere. It's an 18-wheeler. It's rolling. Like the whole thing. It has wheels, like wheels half in it everywhere that spins. It's just spinning around,
So-
giving all the people inside concussions and throwing up violently.
So that's like one of those weird angel things.
Yeah, it's like a weird angel thing.
Well, like one of the old angels, like wheels within wheels that are like
Wheels within wheels. That's a boss thing.
To get up this
Yeah.
mountain, he just steers to the side and flips over the mountain.
You're just throwing yourselves down the mountain with a bad physics engine. All the people inside are pureed.
Well, you got the souls. That's all that matters. More Acerons for Tia.
So I want to drop these people off before we leave. They've been stuck in this vehicle
Yeah.
for like months. It's starting to smell really Yeah, let's leave.
All right. So on the way, Goat God, you're getting pings from a worshiper.
Okay.
Oh, ooh, she doesn't really worship. Well, she worships all of you, so she counts for all of you.
Oh, okay.
So you can
The
all
bat lady, okay.
Yeah, Bat Lady, Monster Bat Lady. Don't try to smite the apostator. That won't go well.
We all did it.
Right? I think you can smite the apostator, but people get veto rights if she worships all of you. So you can be like,
The
no,
vote has been declared.
a vote has been declared. Who gets to live?
No, actually, how it works is if someone worships the pantheon in general, it just filters to whichever one suits their personality best.
I'm gonna say you guys get to fucking
Pink.
vote on if she gets murdered instantly as a high-level monster
Okay.
that worships you. That seems fair. So it's like this 3-hit die Eldritch is dead.
So what is she doing that's making us contemplate smiting her? Since they came
When
up.
Aku tells bedtime stories to children, the kid's like, Mr. Lord Aku, and he like turns his head like a cracking
Yeah.
tree and goes, yes, child, why have you interrupted the Dark Lord Aku? Anyway, Azazel gets a ping, and maybe you guys can listen in because you can all kind of hear prayer. And she's like, dear Azazel, I need you to come here and give me 5 fucking minutes to my... Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! It's just her screaming that and like babbling. I just need 5 minutes.
I guess I'll appear in the temple. That's.
Do you disappear from where you are, or do you just kind of like
think I
force ghost?
You appear for a scene, if I recall.
I don't know.
I think you force ghost project then.
Sure.
Okay. She's in the volcano, and it is full to the brim with goblins, and they're all like making that sound I make when I talk like a goblin.
That tracks. You know, we can let it out of the volcano a bit.
If I said bitch, you know you can let them out of a volcano, bitch.
They're good when they're free range.
She's like trying to open the volcano hatch, and it's stuck.
Artifacts.
One of them jammed themselves into the
There's a bunch of them jammed on top. There's a big pile of them on top, and they're all like holding hands.
Force open.
Alright. They're rolling down. Shut up.
Yeah, they're a handful.
She's looking a little huskier than she usually does.
She's been eating them, I assume.
Yes, she's been trying to eat her way out of this mess.
Good call.
Like a true worshipper of Azazel.
And that's why I got the thing.
I'll just eat my way to freedom. 5 minutes later, a few thousands of dollars. My tum is upset.
See, everyone listening eats my children.
That's why you should send them first, Wars.
I mean, I do.
You made them super fertile. Wasn't that a Dominion change you were doing?
I think I got around to that.
I know you miracled some of these fuckers. You blew some miracles on your saints. Like, I'm gonna do stuff to make them fertile.
Probably. Plus,
In that voice.
fertility forest thing to give them
Alright,
food
they're
and
spilling
stuff.
off the side of the volcano, dying on impact. And she's just crawling out.
Eventually, that will die to cushion the fall for the rest.
Get out of here! Get out! The whole land side where you created trees and stuff has been stripped down to nothing.
More will grow.
No, they ate the dirt. They left goblin leavings. It's been salted.
And miracle of fertility.
Alright. Yeah, there's some.
Now, like, they were walking and all of a sudden they're like all up in trees, like, oh!
No, they're on the top.
What tree goblins?
I guess if anything, send them towards the Elven Forest. That'll take care of itself, one way or the other.
Just like lining it up. Like, yeah, alright. They've already, like, a lot of them have taken off and driven away and stuff. There's like crashed cars all over the place.
That's good enough. So
There's a lot of your dead goat men. Like your goatmen are high hit die, but they got crushed by a few thousand goblins and they got run into a tree. They kept bringing cars to like try and like put tow cables on the side of the mountain and pull it open. A few thousand dune buggies out here.
Eventually we'll have to give them some sort of Mad Max style cars full of gasoline and turn into raiders.
Shut up. Anyway, you all heard vaguely that. Shut up and shut up.
What's going on there? I thought everyone was dead. And those plant things of yours don't seem to talk. Do they talk in something only she can understand? Is that what's going on?
No, I'm just taking care of the goblins.
The 18-wheeler crashes.
Like right to like a mountainside with spikes facing towards the driver's seat.
The Marquis immediately twists the wheel so hard that the entire vehicle flips over, with everyone inside.
Taylor was on the top and she's just like, what? Floats.
Oh, I try and grab, try and save some
A roll
people from
bar.
dying.
The Marquis climbs out of the wreckage, and it's like, you're immune to non-magical weaponry, right?
Well, this was metal. I'm fine.
He pulls out a gun, loads it with rubber bullets, and just starts unloading on you for no damage. He's like, so what was that about goblins?
Yes, they summoned these creatures. That's what he put in the
volcano.
Why?
Will
Why?
I dream, Mum?
How did
Patron
you...
says him being totally wrecked, like unsafe at any speeds.
Oh, goodness.
Those crash movies they show you in school for driving.
How and why?
Will I dream? Are you killing him? Not with health, not healing him.
Oh, everyone else died in the volcano.
Your fucking health god, you piece of shit.
Why goblins? Why?
Because when the world keep having this calamity, those things will survive.
Yeah, do you know what goblins do? They fill the cracks where other things don't exist. And you know what the world is right now? It is one giant crack. Marky's fingers are like cracking every time he moves his fingers.
Do we need to put these on my kill all on site list for
yes,
my worshippers?
I don't have words for this. I am so angry.
We have to go to the city.
I am so angry right now. We have to go to the city right now.
I'm a little confused.
I don't understand what the big deal is.
You'll understand. You'll understand. And the Marquis takes everyone to the city.
Are we scene swiping to Dark City?
Are there any goblins there?
I mean, yeah, they drove here. The GPS on the trucks brought them back.
Picks one up in his hand.
Hey! What's up, buddy?
Where did you come from?
The ground.
He throws it to the side.
Whee!
I have
Hey,
no
you giving out
words.
free hugs? Another one walks up.
Yes, you do that. I need to do something.
Do you need to add a character though?
Hmm?
Does this need to be fixed?
Yes.
Well, we're getting there, I think. Kevin,
The
sent me
Marquis
something.
reaches into his coat and
no.
pulls out a big plastic flute. Very colorful. I haven't done this in so long, but I have no words for this. And he plays a weird little tune on it.
All right, I'm gonna have to pause. Okay, we're back, listeners. You play a song on a Fisher-Price flute.
He throws it over his shoulder and it bursts into flames, like everything he throws.
It explodes like an octane hunger force. There's a rumble. In the distance of the city, in some forgotten, blasphemous silo, a rocket takes off. It flies up in a high arc covered in rust and frost, and comes straight down behind where you guys are. Like, so the Marquis has his back to it. Before it crashes and explodes, impact thrusters go off, and it jerkily lands, and then starts to twist and open up and unfold like a flower almost, as there are spinning pods inside. The pods are covered in frost. Oh my god. Kevin sent me this ahead of time in case this happened. In case someone let him know. The pods defrost. They open up. And about a dozen tiny, pale, vampiric, patchy, dead goblins in Dracula capes come out. And they arrange themselves. They start to kind of move around the Marquis and start to, kind of jump and spin and hop and make weird motions. And then the music starts. There are other people here, by the way. There are people like you, the Marquis, called ahead of time to be here, like just people from the city.
Future people.
A crowd. Vampire, umpire, Nosferatu! They're all dancing around you. They're all holding up like goblin heads and stuff they've severed and stuff. Vampire, vampire, ugly deity. Now for a dose of reality. What do you get when you ignore the monkey? A bag's full of beasts that do nothing but eat. Why do you insist on being terribly wrong? Over and over, all day long. Another one. You must do it purposely. Vampire, umpire, open bar. Without ignorance, you will go far. You will live in happiness too. Like the vampire, umpire, doobity-doo. Then their heads explode into confetti and acid, spraying on the crowd.
Marquis is just staring at Azazel.
Someone in the crowd pulls out a gun and shoots himself in the head. Someone else starts throwing up on their life.
There's wrong. Start eating it.
Oh, right, you're not from around
What
here.
the fuck is that?
It means get out. You're not welcome here anymore. You're banished from the city.
I was going back to the city anyway.
Good.
Leave.
He just kind of like waves as he walks away. We're still friends. We're still Pantheon buddies. You're just not welcome here anymore.
A couple future people end up killing themselves that day.
And he just pulls out a gun and shoots a nearby goblin.
Aceryn's standing there. I don't know what happened, Mom. I don't know what's going on. Am I having a stroke?
I'm not sure what's going on.
I don't know what happened.
Lothar is just
Was this a dream?
I also don't really understand what's so bad about goblins right now.
I don't know what's happening.
They must be really shitty, but I don't know what happened here.
The Marquis just kind of no-clips through the buildings and goes back to his tower.
I'm gonna like turn to like
Context
person
is
who's not dead and be like, okay, what was that?
Oh, it was so sick. It was so fucking gross. Oh my god. Oh god.
I am confused.
What do you mean? Didn't you see it? The whole thing, it was like... That was like the most shameful thing anyone can do to anyone from the future colonies. It's only been done 7 times in recorded history.
Oh.
Most people kill themselves and their entire families when it happens to them. Out of shame.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, it was so bad. Oh, the guilt, the shame. Oh, his heart stops. His small infant baby that the wife was holding, its hair is gone shock white.
Even the baby knows it's terrible. Okay, okay. I'm gonna like gesture to someone else that's a future person, probably one of the vampires, because they're pretty sure the only people he brought back. So, can you explain goblins to me?
To a future person?
Yeah, like one of his vampires.
Oh, yeah, they're, you know, they breed a lot. Like, you know, first, okay, it's like getting a penny. You know, first you get 1 penny, then you get 2, then 4, then 8, 16, 32, 64, 120. It just keeps going. And that's month 1.
Okay, but that sounds like an ideal situation for a world that's been so decimated.
That's month 1 goblin.
Mm-hmm.
1 goblin goes like that.
Yeah,
What?
but that sounds like you're just getting like
What
lots
is-
of worshippers at once.
Oh, you don't know theology. Right. He's uncorking a sunlight grenade and just...
Wait! Until you're done explaining this to me.
Health. With all
Yeah.
mercy.
Oh wait, he's undead. Can I help him with that?
I don't know.
Your health.
Another
You
vampire
can.
steps in. This isn't my first rodeo, it's my second. I'm good. I'm gonna wait until I hug my children before I go.
Oh my god.
Oh, I was front and center. It looked at me when it was dancing. Did you hear the music?
I did, yes.
It's unzipping me. I'm remembering it all over again. It's like I'm still there.
Stop! Calm down! Voice of the magpie.
Time to make that the music
Okay.
box.
Goblins don't have souls.
What? They...
No, that's why they're so great at shock troopers. Well, that's what every warlord thinks when they first find out about them. A goblin, when it's born, is born with all of the basic proficiencies of a fully adult sapient creature-ish, and the intrinsic knowledge, the absolute knowledge, that when it dies, it goes nowhere.
So that does sound like very good shock troopers, even if they don't have souls, so they're worthless as worshippers.
They just don't focus at all.
So, like, Azazel's goat people.
Azazel's Go people are actually pretty well disciplined and housebroken, and they're competent. You can teach them tactics, and they'll do things. The Azazel's Go people are like this pretty good chosen people. We've seen a lot of chosen people. The Go people are like middle to 70th percentile, comparatively speaking, when we're talking about goblins.
Okay. I'm gonna, like, is there
Why?
another goblin around here?
Yeah, it's currently climbing up the wall and putting itself into one of the air conditioning fans. Oh boy!
Is there one that's not dead?
Yeah, there's one below that's waiting to catch him, and it catches the skeleton, and it's like starting to play it like a lute. It's not making any music, it's just making a squishy sound. Hey!
Hello.
What's up, bee? Get your bee tree. Bee tree. Beatrius. Beatrius. He's still strong in the rib
I'm not
cage.
gonna, like, pick it up. Like, I'm gonna, like, hang out with it for a while to, like, understand just how terrible they are. And once I do all this...
Like halfway through, it breaks its own neck. It's
I
like,
don't-
it says to you, "Hey, we're kind of friends, right?
Sure.
Want to see a dead body?" And then
No.
it puts its hands on the side of its head and snaps its own neck.
Okay, so these
What?
these are just garbage. They're empty calories.
Just make you fat.
Like, they're empty calories, and they can't even be... They can't be used as worshippers because they have no souls.
They have no.
They can't be used as shock troopers because they have no discipline.
Well, unless they have a goblin king.
Okay, what's a goblin king?
Okay, so when a goblin unit,
Is this an Acer?
No, these are
Okay, you were using Acer.
this is a vampire, a smart
Okay.
vampire. No, goblins have different units. Like they'll have hives, tribes, packs, any sort of arrangement. Goblins come in. They're all different, a little slightly. They mutate really quickly.
So very genes, okay.
Yeah. Some of them are born from eggs. Some of them come from beehives. Some of them will come from hobbit women who have cursed their family's name with their infidelity. Lobotobringer, I would blame for that, or Toddbringer, I'd blame for that one. Some of them, if you think about not focusing it all too long, and you have kids that are really unruly, goblins just pour out of your fireplace at night.
Huh.
Anyway, eventually the goblin unit reaches a critical mass, and one of them, sometimes it'll just evolve, sometimes it'll be born, sometimes it'll get bit by a wolf, sometimes a bolt of lightning will strike it, will become a goblin king. They have a soul, they have an intelligence. If we are using AD&D terminology, they are lawful. To the goblins, chaotic.
Okay.
And all they do is keep their hive in check. It's an evolutionary trait to make sure goblins don't progress as well as they could. Goblin kings intentionally hinder the swarm. So, if you have goblins raiding a village, the king will be like, hey, stop, and they'll listen, and he'll set up designated raiding days and talk to the village and let them know when to leave out their garbage and their worst food, so goblins will sweep in and take it away and get into some fistfights with their old veteran soldiers so the veterans can stay sharp. All non-lethal like, and the goblins will take their raided horde back to the cave. And it'll get them all worked up and worked out, and it'll tucker them out.
Okay, these sound terrible. I think I understand the Marquis's reaction now.
Oh, yeah. Every Goblin King we asked to come back with us, or someone would suggest to bring back, politely asked that their entire species be left in the future to die with the burning sun. Every Goblin King we interviewed, every single one of them. Not one broke rank.
Okay.
They're like, nope, this is the end of our evolutionary line. This is our destiny. Do not bring us back. It is a bad idea for you. We feel guilty about what will happen if you bring us back to a lush, fertile world that isn't prepared to deal with us. Because we were able to deal with them in the future. We got them schools and Ritalin.
Could the goblins be altered in mass?
I mean, you can do anything to goblins.
What do you mean alter them in mass?
Well,
Do you mean en masse, or do you mean like en
Make
mass?
them bigger?
Or do you mean in mass?
Make them 18 feet tall?
Yeah.
No,
So they're all
Jump,
giant.
I mean, these walls.
Like as a whole.
They all go to one part of the world and jump up and down and flip the world into the void.
the goblin kings seem more reasonable, and they presumably have a normal breeding range.
A goblin's a chewing on the back of your leg. Hey! What's up, big boy? Woo boy!
Yeah, any goblin that comes near Lothar is just actually no, just not to avoid the mess. Just
They don't even have souls, so I mean, don't torture them. That still seems blech.
Yeah,
But-
you can't really torture them.
I'm saying it's just gross.
No, their
so-
nervous system isn't developed enough to feel pain like that. They don't really feel pain.
Good. But yeah, killing them sounds like the best thing. It sounds like they're a pestilence. Can
When I was
you?
alive, I had a brother. He went out with a goblin frog. He was going to marry her, and then one day they were by a plane. They were going to Reunite Tower. They were going to just hang out there with some family, and she looked at the plane engine. She looked at him. They've been together for like 10 years. She kissed his hand, threw herself right into it. Never got over it. We tried to warn him. So did his king.
So
Jesus, that's dark.
I'm assuming that people have tried to make goblins less terrible.
He kind of starts on you.
They just make them not goblins.
Yeah. How does it work out?
I mean, they seem to just stay primordial. I think they're one of Fui's accidents. Not in that she intended to make something, but they sort of represent Fui better than Fui does. They are primordial, natural, uncontained chaos that doesn't have an agenda or malice. They don't care about being alive or being dead. They just exist and seem to enjoy it and just do whatever and aren't really inherently malicious. The things they do can be malicious. A goblin has crawled inside the cockpit of one of the vehicles and is starting to try and drive it, and a vampire is pulling the goblin out and just putting it on the ground and pushing it away. He gestures to that. He's like, goblin's definitely going to floor it right into the wall.
okay.
They're just
But like,
nature.
can you change them?
I mean, you could change a goblin until it's not really a goblin anymore.
Okay. So there's no there. Okay.
Suggestion. So text goes out to. Are you there, or have you gone off to?
He
you flipped
left.
out?
He's accessible by
Facebook.
phone.
He's dance can't
Suggestion.
You're doing the fucking footloose thing.
There is a current. I believe there's currently a law against attacking people on and sentience on site. You might want to make it clear that that does not apply to goblins.
Oh, goblins aren't sentient.
They are. They're thinking.
They're
things.
sentient, but they
They're-
don't have souls.
He puts out a sign or a alert that goblins aren't sentient and should be banished from the city with all due force.
Future people know better, and they'll be like, okay, that's how you want to play it, fine. But the past were like, oh my god, I didn't realize they weren't alive. Cook them into pies.
Yeah, and the thing goes out. Goblins, not really a penalty to not a penalty to kill them. In fact, it's generally a public service. Still don't eat them.
Get rid of the corpses.
You do
Yes.
have to burn the bodies. They'll
Just
spoil.
don't even burn them. Get them out of the city. If you burn them, the ash might become goblins. Like, this is out of character, because I know this. In character, I wouldn't quite know that, but it can happen.
Look, your gods, I'm sure you can deal with it because, divinity above mankind, wheels within wheels. Just get a goblin king. Ask him to take him out of here. We'll take him off your hands. We'll take him back to the hive.
Also, I'm assuming the Marquis can just make it so goblins can be in the city.
I think there's an ability like that, yeah.
You should do that.
You should do a miracle of
Protection.
cities to have them just
Mutable.
pushed out by a force field.
Yes,
there's-
like
there's
you
a
ban- like in
protection
Second
one that does
Life.
that.
In Second Life, if someone's in your plot of land you don't own it and you ban them, they get actually pushed out as if by like an invisible wall. They get thrown out of your land.
You might be able to jury rig the protection.
I think he could do a miracle of cities to be like, no segregation.
Oh, I know. We could reenact Hitchcock.
Hitchcock, cock.
Blart, just like Wavlart.
Blart, Mall, Flesh Mart.
No, but like that is just a city. Guess he can just get rid of them. It's fine.
I could use the same
He
solution
could just-
Lothar has for every problem.
Birds?
Give it wings.
Don't give them wings.
No, we just have a bunch of birds in the city that attack. I just define them as an enemy of the city and have the birds and have them.
If you want to, Kevin, you can do a Miracle of City, and an invisible wall will push them outside of your
Send
city.
them flying.
Yeah, and then they can't come back in.
All right. Like 100 goblins pour out of the city, out of the front gates. He does that.
Already.
Yeah. Yeah, some people have brought them as pets.
No, you piece of shit.
Smite the apostate.
A bunch of signs suddenly pop outside the city with like pictures of goblins and X's through them, and
No, don't do
They're
that.
just
Take it
gonna
as an
paint
invitation.
X's on them then.
Yeah, exactly. They're smart asses without being intentionally smart.
And then the goblins will start, hanging out with the bears. And
Goblin Kings, for reference, look like... You know how werewolves in pop culture are like the more feral, more like beast attractive version of like really buff dudes? Like that's how kind of it's portrayed to women. It's like they're the hot, untamed dude. Goblin Kings are kind of like that to hobbits, but hobbits don't really exist anymore, and Goblin Kings don't really have that comparison anymore. Goblins back in the day used to be kind of live in a symbiosis with hobbits, but they're just not there anymore, so Goblin Kings just appear. That's kind of their ecological, supernatural niche. They're supposed to be kind of like the free spirit tempter for hobbits.
ooh.
Yeah, ooh. Like, hobbit, young adult. Like,
Goes feral.
she'll go out partying, go into the forest and dance with like a feral hobbit and stuff, and like, they'll bang. And like a couple months later, she'll have another goblin king. And she'll like, oh no, I had a demon child. I'll raise it like my own, and then he'll eventually have to go off into the world and have an adventure. Find his place in society. But yeah, bunch of...
It's pushed out. Goblin Kings specifically aren't meant for the city.
Oh, okay, so there's like one goblin king in the city that was like, he had a bag with like a net, and he was like, scooping them in.
Specifically because they have souls and are tolerable to be around.
And they also realize how terrible goblins are.
Yes, which is
Hey,
a
they
major
can come here
plus
for a
one them.
vacation sometimes, maybe.
Yeah,
They are
basically.
evolutionary design. Like, evolution was like, oh fuck, what did we do?
Even though
And
evolution isn't a thing.
Yeah,
but-
and it created an entire cast of goblin that's designed to hinder the race.
And like goblins intrinsically follow them.
Oh yeah, they'll just listen.
Yeah.
They'll focus some. So yeah. The reason I said you'd like it is because you didn't want to have to deal with Kevin's city anymore, so it's like, you can't come back! You're covered in goblin stink!
Exactly.
Yeah, after the whole apocalypse, it was like, oh no, the future people fucked up the world again. And he was like going to just leave the city forever.
You did, though. It's
Yeah.
it's done. It happened on
Yeah.
amicable terms.
Yeah, plus like early on I was saying, hey, if we have a city, the whole thing will start revolving around it, just like one May, just like everything else.
And now it's wrong.
Just
Just
like
like
what makes
Countdown.
logical sense so that you have
And
a base
it's,
of
it's
power.
fine, guys.
So...
We've already had this conversation a million times.
yeah.
Now it won't. We got Dericho, we got this, and we got the city, or like the base you're setting up.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of different things to do. Where do you go, Zazel?
Probably out into the world towards, I don't know,
That mountain full of
yeah,
goblins?
the mountain, the tree, and so on and so on. Go west.
West is the
peaceful
opposite.
there. I mean,
West is towards the Elven Forest.
yes, and the volcano and the Unity tree were right next to the forest. I remember
Okay.
setting the Unity tower right next to the forest.
Okay.
That was the whole thing.
No, I got you.
So,
I always imagined it being on the east side by the coast, but that's it. Doesn't matter. It's not in fucking Portland. You go west.
So,
So yeah,
So that's a wrap, I guess.
I mean, if you want to talk to goblins more and hang out with them, I can do that voice more. Maybe you want them as your bird people.
which roughly means hell no.
They're like chewing on the ground outside the city and stuff, and like chewing into the sidewalk.
I love
Yeah.
goblins, but I also hate them.
Literally the worst.
Yeah, they're so frustrating to deal with if they're not yours.
I mean, before the game started, Devil was explaining what the goblins were.
was.
And I was going, man, that's awesome. It's like, I want my goatlings to be that.
You have
That's
goblins
trash.
and you have goats and goblins now.
Yeah.
It's like a D&D adventure. Ghosts and goblins.
like a rip-off game in like maybe like 1982.
Right? It's like an OSR revival. Goats and goblins. Because the goats is Satan and the goblins are just fucking D&D monsters. Fucking OSR game. You got Thaco in there.
From Fairlight Ministries. It's
Fuck.
the D&D clone.
Right? Alright, well, if we're done, if no one has anything else they want to do, I don't think anything's going to top the fucking Oompa Loompa song Kevin wrote up earlier this week.
I was really bored at work.
The trigger was if he ever found out goblins happened and you caused it.
I specifically.
Trust me, there's going to be a unique song for each of you, depending on how badly you fucked up.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be posting those lyrics kind of all around, but I'm gonna wait till after Friday so the episode goes up.
Sure thing.
I am legitimately wondering what bizarre thing of circumstances would have caused Lothar to bring goblins onto the world.
Right? Fucking vampire umpire. They're umpires because you're out. It's a baseball reference.
Run sign, Devin.
You're out. Get it? Vampire umpires.
Umpire's an empire. Or whatever.
Umpire. UMPIR. An umpire's the guy that's like, you're out! That was the joke. You don't get it. It means leave. You're out.
Nothing goes out of my head.
The most shameful thing that could happen to anyone. Like when you were watching people that did the arm cross Klingon thing and turned their back on you.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was harsh. The shame was palpable. If you weren't a god, you'd be taking damage.
Oh no.
Emotional attack.
Yeah, it was doing emotional damage. It was doing social damage. It was so mean.
Well, yeah. I mean, Azazel's whole theme is that he's an outcast. He's an outsider. He doesn't fit in anywhere. And I guess that just plays with it.
Oh, and you'll fit in real good with the goblins.
They're all trash just like me.
Yes, they are. Alright, I think that's a wrap.
Solid rap.
I was Devin.
Nicole.
Kevin.
And Peter.
Mark?
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.